Okay, here we are again. New game. Sequel of an old game. Something to that effect. How's the mic looking? Probably good right there, I think. I've had to make some... Actually, first of all, I need to put my little glove on, but second of all, I had to make some adjustments to audio levels because I listened to the Infamous 2 finale the other day. And I realized, actually the volume in the background is a little bit desynced from the volume in the game, isn't it? Because that would mean that my commentary is occurring just a little before or a little after. So I did the tests when I was doing the recording for for this playthrough, the 2 episodes for this playthrough for the stream notifications. And then I said, let me set it to something else because it's like off.
Best day for a sub-iversary, less than 3.
Yeah, seems like it. 25 months there, Marie. Thank you very much for that. That makes you dodeca pentachromatic. Yes, I think that's correct. I mean, that's probably not the actual word, but close enough. Thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, so the notifications, I checked it, and according to my calculations, it needed to be like 1.3 seconds delayed in order to be synced up. So I actually don't know if that's correct or not yet. I'm going to put my glove on and then I'm going to do a couple of little tests just for myself for after this to see if it's synced up properly. So just let me put this on away from the microphone so I don't pull the Velcro in everybody's ears like this is some kind of a weird scratchy ASMR video, and then I'll be back. Okay, have the glove. So, now, before we take a drink and get started, let me just do these little tests that I said. So, basically, I'm going to press a direction on the controller. And if it's synced up properly, the start of me saying the direction should sync it up exactly to when the cursor moves. Here we go, just for myself. We'll keep whatever audio settings we have for this time, and then I'll just adjust it again for next time if we need to. Here we go, so down, up, right, circle, left, circle. And I do the circle presses because then I can actually hear physically when the button is clicking in the background. Which helps to sync it up a little bit easier. So, that out of the way, I probably should be doing this off screen. When other people aren't watching me do it, I shouldn't be using all of your time to adjust these things, but if you've come here expecting a professional streaming experience, well, you've come to the wrong place. I apologize, but you've come to the wrong place. Let's get started. Get this sequel, another one, started. Thankfully, this one I don't have to give a photosensitivity warning at the beginning because as far as I'm aware, I mean, there's probably a couple of little situations with flashing lights in this one, but I don't think it's often enough to be problematic. Not like the last game we played or its OG version, Infamous 1 or Infamous 2 or Final Fantasy Legend 2, where it was problematic, But we'll see. I think my compass/clock is broken in the corner there. It was being very erratic with its pendulum, with its timepiece. But one thing that isn't going to be erratic is the projection of our stream schedule from here on, because we played the first one of this one. Now we're playing the second one. It only makes logical sense to move forward chronologically. I kind of hope that I stop with the time puns because I'm on them today for some reason, and I really don't intend to be, but I am, and I guess I'm just rolling with them at this point. How you doing, everybody? My name is Monochromium, and this is Tales of Xillia 2. We actually get a somewhat functioning title screen for this one, unlike Infamous 1, Infamous 2, and Tales of Xillia 1. And I think there's one save point before you get to the actual anime intro in this one. So I guess we could check and see if it's anything like it was in the first game, but it probably would just boot us back to this, honestly, rather than, anything else. So there you go. Yeah, my clock is having issues. That bodes ill. Gonna have to take it to a... What's the name of a person that fixes clocks? You'd think I'd know this. I watched Pinocchio as a kid, although I think he made clocks rather than fixed them. So he was just like a clock maker, but I don't know. In any case, yeah, it bodes ill for the overall health of this game. So we'll see just how much of that ill boding actually comes to pass. This is the sequel to Tales of Xillia 1, which I thought was, all right. There were some issues with it that I had, and it didn't really seem fitting for a 15th anniversary celebration. But apparently they had a lot of material on the cutting room floor for Xillia 1 in order to get it out in time for the 15-year anniversary of the series. And they reincorporated a whole bunch of it with a little bit of new material for this game, which is built in the same engine, has some mechanical changes, and an entirely original story that is based on characters and events that happened in the previous one. I'm pretty sure that's the exact definition of a sequel. So, yeah, it's a sequel to Xillia 1. You can go in expecting a similar experience, but the mechanical changes, I think, are enough to give it its own unique identity, and I do enjoy this one quite a bit better, at least from memory, than Xillia 1. I've played it like 3 times, so compared to Xillia 1's, one time. So it should be fresher in my head, and that should indicate to you that I'm a little bit more, happy to be playing this one. I mentioned in the intro video that it's funny that this game came out when it did and had a sort of a time theme to it, when Final Fantasy 13-2 also came out at around the same time and had a very similar theme. I don't think they were comparing notes between Namco Bandai and Square Enix, but it's just funny that both of them decided to capitalize on the same types of tropes. I almost want to say that the people that wrote these games may have gone to the same design schools. I mean, Japan's a small enough country, I can't imagine that that's too far from the truth. It's thematically appropriate that your clock decided to be mentioned in this game in particular, but that bodes ill, yes. Definitely not the greatest thing to start happening in a game about time, but we'll get there. Let's just hope Alexander doesn't show up, or then we'll be really up the creek. Oh, good, now it's... Oh, no, there it goes. Now it's keeping time properly. I mean, it's spinning in a circle, so that's probably not keeping time properly, but, Alright, let's set up our settings real quick. There is a menu shortcut in this one. I think this is new. I don't think this was in Xillia 1, but if you press L3, you can go to a specific menu, and in this case, it's on food, and that's probably where I want to keep it, because I always had to scroll through the menu, and it was like 3 button presses to get food eaten in the previous game. Actually, 4 or 5, I think. So now it's only 3, because you go straight to the food menu, pick your food, and then eat it. So we'll keep that probably there forever. I want to say I put this up too. I don't remember exactly what I did with this stuff. I definitely don't want autocorrect, though. I know this was on moderate for Xillia 1 because I said, yeah, hard mode feels just right for the bosses, but the regular enemies feel too spongy on this. But normal mode, the bosses are piss easy, and the enemies are, probably about what I'd expect from trash fodder, but we'll just stick it on moderate. It's a nice in-between. If it gets to the point where I'm really falling asleep for some reason, I don't expect to, but if it happens, we'll bump it up to hard. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. This game can get pretty difficult at certain points, so if you don't know what you're doing, and I haven't played it in 7 years, so I don't think I know what I'm doing. Turn off vibration. We left that on normal last time. I actually don't even remember what my button config looked like, to be honest. I know this was this, and then this was on R1. I think that's about all I changed, though, to be honest, because guard was X, menu's this, and these are whatever the hell they... Oh, no, because R2 is the link arts, I think, and then L1 is... I think L1 is the one that changes up the function of your attack, if I remember correctly, so I think we'll just leave that where it is. Change target can be circle, because I almost never press it, and then free run can be L2. Alright, cool. I think I did this, this, and this when I set the volumes last time, so we'll just feel it out. If it feels right, then we'll use it. If it doesn't, then we won't. But I think I'm ready. Let's get started with the game. See where we go. Take a drink preemptively, because I actually know that the opening cutscene in this one is a little bit different from the opening cutscene in the first one. As you'll see in a moment. Because there is no opening cutscene. It boots you directly into a battle before even giving you any context as to what the hell is happening. Hi, Shadow Glasses Man. Can I help you? I'm trying to see if I just stand here, if it just automatically goes to the next thing, or... Okay. Can I help you, sir? I'm practicing my quick steps by just flicking the stick like this is a Super Smash Brothers. Okay, I'm just gonna... There. I actually don't like that they changed that, though. I think that's a new thing for this game.
Have a similar combat grip.
That you can quick step with just the stick, but I accidentally do it sometimes, and it sucks.
I got all of the strength. You actually
well, that's not very nice.
Trial like this? Don't make me laugh, Luger. The trial is cruel. Unbearably cruel.
So why are we doing it?
And
if it's that cruel?
Weak enough to ruin us all. You will come to understand. This is our curse.
Well, what if I don't want it to be our curse?
Bind upon us an armor of death. It's a key and a lance that pierces space and time. Souls encircle the throne of the void. The branches of history reach out to infinity.
My guard.
Be gone!
Ow. His iron stance is pretty powerful. I don't know if I can break it with just basic attacks.
You alone must make the decision, brother. Everything rides upon this one choice. Not just your life, but the fate of the entire world.
Do you
Man,
have what
no
it takes
pressure.
To destroy, to choose, to pass the trial? Answer me, Luger Kresnik!
Maybe I would if you'd let me get a word in edgewise! Well, that's one way to open your video game, I suppose, by kicking my ass. Hell, it worked for Final Fantasy too, so why not here, right? Oh, Jesus Christ! That was some bad dream, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I know. It's the same one again. Oh, that's what you're meowing about. Well... He's just like, I don't understand how you can always be late to your obligations. Look, see, I'm never late for my nap, and that's the highest priority I can possibly have. Oh boy. I'm here, I'm here!
Close, don't you think?
I'm 50 seconds early, shut your mouth.
Corporation's entrance exam?
Yeah, and I'm on time. So, what does it matter? Yes, I'm aware of this. This is my brother. He said, I think he said it in the intro, but this is your brother. So.
Don't call me that. Not today. Today, I'm your proctor.
Okay then, I know
ties
proctor.
won't earn you a passing score, so set them aside.
Fair enough.
Huh?
So what will earn me a passing score? Oh, yeah, he didn't even say something bugging you, but I had a dream last night that he just told me to set all this stuff aside. I don't think that dreams are something that I need to bring up. It's strictly business, so let's just let it pass. I know lack of communication is how all of this falls apart, but let's just let it pass.
You'll be tested here in the underground training area. These caverns stretch all the way to Triglav city limits. You could head straight out of town from here.
So this game takes place on Olympias, at least to start with.
Here, your weapons.
Thank you. They're a little broad for twin blades, aren't they?
I see you have a similar combat grip. We're definitely brothers.
Deja
The
vu.
exam is live combat. Slay 5 of the
Okay.
monsters lurking in the training area and return before your time runs out.
Sounds
Spirius
simple
is not
enough.
liable for any injuries sustained during the exam.
Yeah, I signed the waiver.
But just between us, if things go bad, I've got your back. You're my brother.
Well, thanks, bro. That's very nice of you. Even though we have
Can't
to
be
set
late.
that aside
Here they
approximately right now. Because here comes an X-Beak! Okay, so, another tutorial. This is going to be the same tutorial as previously,
together
but we'll
now.
watch it anyway. Just for the hell of it. So we can move forward, we can move backward, we can free run. It's the same as it was in the previous game. We can guard with X. This guy's, I think, yeah, gonna attack me, so once he attacks me, I can get that done. We can quick step. We can also quick step by tilting
Remember your
slightly. Again,
fundamentals.
not a big fan of that, but you know, it's there. Normal attacks on square. In this particular case, you can change the way that you attack using the left stick. These guys are gonna attack me, so let me just wait for them to attack me. Switch targets. And then press just circle to target the nearest enemy, excuse me. There's our art, our starting art anyway. Takes up AC and TP as we said previously. And that's it for combat training. Now you'll notice that by guarding, I just gained an AC out of guarding. That is one of the new mechanics in this game. It's part of, I think, one of the other abilities that you have equipped. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Oh, I think I'm on semi-auto. Let me fix that real quick, because I wouldn't have swapped targets like that, yeah, if I was on manual, so I would have just whiffed. Okay, so we've got all that. For some reason, they have these on multiple different shortcuts. That's really unnecessary, but we start with Azure Edge, which will look familiar if you've played Vesperia, I think, because that's one of Yuri's starting moves, I think. I haven't played Vesperia, so I couldn't tell you. But we also get Time Disintegration, which is a multi-hitting art that knocks the enemy down. I'm not really a big fan of this one. It's got a high TP cost, which, first of all, is not really great for me. I mean, we've got 100 TP to start with, but I'm not a big fan. But second of all, it seems like enemies can break out of this one or just not get knocked down by the kick sometimes. I don't know if it's because I'm doing something wrong or what, but I'm just not a big fan of it. So we'll use it for now because it is useful when it's the only thing you have, but, like, we'll be replacing it ASAP. So. Yeah, with 6 AC, we can do a pretty hefty combo for the very beginning of the game. So.
Okay.
Not bad. As for bonus experience, the way that they changed it in this game, it used to be that each character would get bonus experience, but now the +1 that you see below and to the right of the EXP counter is just a global bonus EXP that you get for overall combat efficiency, and that's applied to every character in, I think, both your regular party and your reserves. I think they just took that skill that equips it to the reserve party away. So, I don't think that's something you have to worry about anymore. Not that we have a party at the moment, but, you know, when we get one, we will, so. As for the dual blades, they're usually more effective in one-on-one combat, but don't really worry too much about that. Like, they don't really have much in the way of AoE for now. Most of the AoE they do get is in a line in front of Luger, but you'll be switching on and off of different things in this game so often that don't even worry about what they say. Each thing has their true strength specifically, because it's just, you won't need to worry about that. You'll have other things to do with Luger, let's just say for now. Okay, here's our controls screen. Thank you for putting the close button mercifully within a second or two of the timing there. And with that, we will use the memory ring. We won't get any HP back because we're over 50% already, but we'll think about that one. I think we actually start with some supplies as well, so that will make it a little bit easier to get through these enemies. The 5 monsters that Julius over here was referring to are after taking into account the tutorial ones, so the test's not over yet. So even though my brother is adjusting his arm like he also has osteoarthritis, I can't go check on him. So I guess I'll just go kill Axe Beaks instead. And we're going to do basically the same thing we did in the first game, where we get advantage plus encounters whenever possible. They're very useful. It reduces the HP of enemies all the way to half, and it stuns them, which makes it very, very easy to murder them quickly. And since this test has a time component to it, we want to maintain our efficiency. I guess I can just show a regular advantage encounter as well, just to kind of give you an idea. So you want to go behind the enemy, you get that dark blue, it will deal some damage to them, but it won't stun them. I don't know why I'm choosing to do Azure Edge not at the end of the combo, but yeah, see it's a little bit different, I guess. But, oh, Geode, thanks. But yeah, if you just hit the enemy from behind without waiting for them to stop running around, you'll get some damage off, but not a ton. So Advantage Plus is strictly better just because of the stun and the extra damage. If you can't do it, though, because other enemies are running around and being a pain in your nuts, then just do the regular advantage encounters. It all works out eventually. It's fun. I was kind of hoping that we'd get to explore some new areas, so I'm glad we're, looking at a new area here, but at the same time, with it being fun, it's also kind of like, you're gonna stick me in a cave? Like, this is a cove cave, which automatically makes the cave better, but it's kind of dingy, at least at the beginning, until you get down to the beach section. So, if it was less dingy, I'd feel better about having to run around in some musty cave, but... Oh, good, I got +2 that time instead of +1, probably because I didn't take any damage. Even if you wanted to leave, which this door would let you, you can't at the moment, so don't worry about it. Like, it didn't even give me a prompt for it. Run this man and... Okay, he tried to fake me out there. He was getting smarter. The enemies are getting smarter. We have to be careful. But yeah, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of wait time to get your +1 AC, which makes it almost something that you should... Like, usually in this game, at least at the beginning, I like to knock enemies down to start a... Like, not to start a combo, but to end a combo. And then start the next combo by charging up the +1 AC, and then just starting the combo once they give me some opportunity to do so. Whether it's when they get up, or when they're done attacking, if it's a boss, or something to that effect, so... That's usually how I like to start things off. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's just the way that I find comfortable. Alright, some life bottle. We started with a couple of them already, but that's okay. We shouldn't need them. Hell, if I need them in this case, I'm kind of going to be SOL because I can't give myself a life bottle. So.
Okay.
Was waiting for him to get up so he could
5 monsters have been dispatched.
not have the
candidate has completed the assignment.
whatchamacallit there, not have the little buff. Alright, so we've dispatched 5 monsters. One of them respawned over there, but they only said 5, so I don't wanna disappoint anybody by killing too many. They might need those for the next candidate or something. But let's heal up before we go take care of this section, because, well, there's no inn in this cave, so, you know, probably a good idea. Oh, look, 2 of them respawn. Cool. So we'll save up, and then we will see what else we need to do in order to pass the exam, because if that was the whole exam, I mean, they'd take any Joe Schmo off the street to be able to do that. We have guns, after all, in this world. Yeah, I had a feeling that was too easy. No, I don't think I can say Julius helper, because this is also probably part of the test. This is probably one of his orderlies, so let's get in there. Otherwise, I might not pass. Here goes nothing. I think you can lose this fight and still be fine, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna try not to, but... well, it's not looking too good to start, but we'll see what we can do. I think if I remember correctly, Azure Edge does good Iron Stance break in this one, so you want to kind of put it near the beginning of the combo, so you can get some decent damage off with it. Now, if he does that, obviously you're not going to get anything, so just wait for him to stop guarding, attack, and then do one of those. I might go heal, actually, while he's getting up. He gives you a lot of time to heal because it takes him like 6 million years to get up, so he practically taunts when he gets up, so it helps a little bit. Create some distance, guard for the extra AC, wait for him to be done. Okay, well, that's not good. Yeah, sometimes he multi-strikes you before you can get your extra attacks off, and that's no good, but yeah, we've got 2 more apple gels. We should be okay. Maybe. Might have to clutch it out at the end, but you know. Alright, I'll wait for you since you seem to want to make me wait for you. Oh good, we got a debuff on him. With slash element weapons, we didn't really talk about elements just yet, but there are 3 new elements based on physical attacks in this game. Slash is one of them, and you can get bleed on an enemy when you hit them with a slashing weapon. I think if I remember right, it opens them up to being Iron Stance broken easier? I forget. I guess we'll find out later. And I got an extra AC there. Alright, last apple gel. So, gotta make these last 283 HP count. Just kind of attack regularly if he guards like that. You don't want to open yourself up too much. Because we still got some HP left to go after all. I'm going to wait because that double kick sometimes leads into a follow-up. So, I'll wait. But yeah, see how he was readying Thunder Breath and then we could hit him with Azure Edge to kind of break him out of it? I don't know if that always works, but it seems to work pretty well for me, so. I don't know why I always free run backwards when I do that, but. Alright, got him. Sweet. Like I said, I don't think you have to win that one, and they give you good rewards for winning it. You get a treat and a specific for finishing it, so. I don't think it's necessary, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever lost it, so. There we go. Here's the explanation for elements. Like I said, the 6 elements that were available in Xillia 1 are still available: fire, water, wind, earth, light, and dark. But they've added 3 new elements. It's not just regular physical attacks now. They separate the physical attacks in this game into slash, strike, and shot. And each of them has their own debuff that is associated with them. I think some of the debuffs for the magical elements have also been reworked. Like, if I recall correctly, I think Earth has a different one now. Like, it's not... There was a couple that were just seals previously, but I think Earth has a different one now. I think Light still has Confuse attached to it, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I'd have to look. I know Burn is still attached to Fire, although they've nerfed Burn since the first game, so... Excuse me. And I think Dark... I don't think Terror is in the game anymore either, but... Well, we'll know better as we play the game because we'll have access to more elements that we can use to try to get these ailments inflicted. But yeah, ailments are really powerful in this game again. Different elements are more powerful in this one than in Xillia 1. In Xillia 1, fire and light basically ruled the roost, with water being kind of a close third just because Splash was so powerful, but in this one, it's a little different, so... But yeah, as usual, enemies are strong or weak against certain elements. You can always check that by looking at the enemy's descriptive data by holding down your target button. But we didn't have to worry about that for this guy because we got him, so... And he wasn't weak to anything we had anyway, so... That takes care of that. Ma'am, you might want to not sit like that. It's not exactly helpful. It's a little suggestive.
On the battlefield. Didn't you think it's suspicious the way she just appeared out of nowhere?
I figured she was just one of your orderlies.
Luger Kresnik, you failed.
You would have said that even if I let her die, wouldn't you? God damn it. But let's all remember that we should not blame Julius on this one specifically. I'll talk about why after the cutscene. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away... Well, I found the shot element, someone's trying to use it to good effect. Just need to find Strike now. Where's my MC hammer? Holy shit, dude.
He went downstairs.
Wish I could do that
After
with
him.
my swords. Also, the guys with guns look like Spurious agents. So why are they going after this guy and his kid?
Elle, you know how to read a clock, right? You need to get on the 10 o'clock train.
Remember, it's not one of those analog ones,
From there,
or it's not one of those digital
head to the
ones
land
that
of
they all
Canaan.
have now. It's an analog one.
It's a place where any wish can be granted. It's where you and I can finally live in peace.
Place that grants wishes?
Isn't that a little far-fetched?
You must go there, no
Then
matter
again,
how
the
frightening
world
it may
was
be.
split apart by a magical schism in the last game, so...
Okay, I promise I'll go.
Hurry! Get to the train, and then to Canaan!
Shoot him now!
But what if he has Iron Stance? Oh wait, he doesn't have Iron Stance. I was gonna say, he does have swords that can deflect those bullets, but, well,
I'll meet you there.
not
I
anymore.
promise.
I'll meet you there, in death. In spirit. Because I'm being shot multiple times, so I'm sure as hell not surviving this. Bye, kid! Well, that's a hell of a traumatizing event.
Doesn't matter. He's the key.
That key is capitalized. What do you... Oh. Oh. Okay. Are you gonna turn into an Undying now or something? Is this secretly Digital Devil Saga all over again? I'd be down for devouring some random fools. Guess we'll find out later. Intro time. I'll take that pocket watch, thank you. Oh, it's good to be back. So we've got some old faces that are back, including Mila and Muse somehow. But, or did I say some new faces? I meant some old faces that are back. And some new faces in this one. I guess we'll find out who they are later. For now, well, that thing looks familiar. No time to think about that, though. Cat needs a belly rub.
Hey, Luger, you alive in there? Chop, chop.
And I need a new job because I sure as hell didn't pass the interview for the
Sleeping in
last
on your
one.
first day of work? Smooth move. Somebody's ready for a pep talk from his brother.
Well, you know, I wouldn't need one if you didn't fail me on the exam for the Spurious Corporation. But let's remember now that this is Olympius we're talking about. We're not talking about Maxia, any of that stuff. And Olympius is ruled by capitalism, which means that it actually wasn't Julius's fault that he was testing my situational awareness. That Xanadus gambit that happened with the boss fight yesterday was probably deliberately set up by Spurius in order to fuck with anybody who might want to get into the company normally. So, essentially what I'm saying is, because this is a capitalist hellscape that we all live in, blame the company that is behind the employee doing that. Don't blame the employee. Blame the company that perpetuates the capitalist hellscape. Let me kill this bot real quick, speaking of capitalist hellscape. Ban user bot. Ban. There we go. Yes, bot incoming. Yes, 1, how is Muse there? And 2, cat! There are people who can't read an analog clock now, and that seems sad. Yeah, I know, it's so bizarre to me, because it's like we had to learn when we were kids, and now it's just like, I don't know, just read the digital one. Like, what? You just fucking expunge those bullets? What the fuck is that? Like I said, I'd be down for some more digital Devil Saga. I just hope that they don't do with anyone in this game what they did with Argilla, because I don't think I'll ever be able to get her demon form out of my head. But as I said, since we're not blaming Julius for what happened yesterday, I actually would appreciate the pep talk, because now I have to go to work for, like, a different company, so... And you are my brother, my older brother at that.
Didn't think you were gonna say yes.
What, do you think I'm upset about yesterday?
So give each meal your all.
Sounds like a plan. So I can't work murdering monsters, so I have to go be a chef.
Anyway, I know
I guess
they're
there's
gonna love your
less chance of me dying.
Cafeteria. I eat it, and I haven't died yet.
Thanks, that's real helpful. See, at least the cat is more helpful.
Looks like Rolo's
This is
hungry
the
too.
pep talk I
Let's
needed.
eat.
Alright, breakfast
What's the
time.
special today, chef?
What shall we serve up? Mabo curry for breakfast. Yeah, because I definitely need a stomachache while I'm working on the first day at work. Tomato omelets.
So, trying to butter me up with tomatoes, huh? I'm onto your tricks.
I don't know about that. I just don't want to die at work today.
And how about you, Rolo? Fancy some deep-fried canary, maybe?
Oh my lord. Is that how he got this
How
fat?
about some Diet Kitty crisps? Gotta lift you from the knees, big boy.
Wah wah. Rolo is such a good cat in this game. He has such a good relationship with both of these brothers. It's great.
Our top story. Production will begin today at the Oscor plant, a joint venture between the government and the Spurious Corporation. The plant's projected output surpasses that of any other facility in Olympius. Industry leaders
Well,
have
sounds
high
like
hopes
Olympius
that
is making
Oscor's
its way
output will
after
stabilize Olympius's food supply.
the end of the last game.
To commemorate the occasion, a ceremonial train will depart from Triglav Central Station at 10 o'clock today. The cream of
So what you're telling me is I'm going to have to go into
Olympius
work and
including
immediately work
Spurious
my ass
CEO
off
Beasley
because
McClure.
everyone's going to be there.
A ceremonial
Including
train, huh?
The
And a lease right
CEO
from
of
your
the
new
company I
workplace.
tried to work
How's
for.
that for a perk?
Sounds more like it's going to lead
Hey, I
to
should
a
really
lot
give
of
you
work
something to
in the
celebrate
morning.
Your new job, shouldn't I?
Like what? Accept a gift to celebrate your new job? I wouldn't mind that pocket watch of yours. I feel like that's a little on the nose. I guess I could say this or kind of feel like I'm saying, like tacking on to the end. I mean, or something like it.
This old hunk of junk? Hey,
You
it's a
work on
watch
it all
you
the
want.
time,
I'll spring
so.
for a new one.
Cool,
Well,
thanks.
how about a nice necktie instead? You'll be
But I
dealing with
like
all sorts
this
of folks
one.
at the station.
It has a sword
Look
on
sharp.
it.
Whoops, I gotta run.
If I can't use swords normally... What the hell just happened there? Julius, did you see that? You're hesitating, which makes me think you saw
Catch
that.
you later.
Okay.
You should go too.
Bye.
A train station employee running late is a pretty big faux pas.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah, I was gonna say, if I can't use the swords to kill monsters, then I might as well use the sword on my necktie to beat people up that try to take too much food? I don't know. Yeah, Olympius has gotten a few upgrades since the last time we were here. They've got digital scanning locks and everything now. It's pretty great. Pro tags that can cook are literally the best. You know, people in real life who can't cook at all, or they're afraid to try. Yeah, I feel like that's not going to get you very far in life. Like, I literally, one of the reasons why I started the stream 2 minutes later than usual today, although still not 2 minutes late, it was like 6:58 when I started it, is because I had to put away the fresh marinara sauce that I made for dinner today. So, I didn't have as, I needed a little more time, I guess. I started at 6:30 to get everything ready, and, well, it wasn't enough time to do that and put that all away, so. But it was pretty good, actually. It came out, I think I've got it right on the nose now in terms of how to cook it so nothing comes out bitter in it. You cook the garlic to the point where it's not quite golden brown, but just before it's golden brown. You stick it in with the oil, you stick in your spices, you stick in your tomatoes and your tomato sauce, and you cook it on high for like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and then you turn it on low for the last 45 minutes, and it comes out pretty good. I'm not going to say grandissimo because I don't have that kind of confidence in my cooking yet, but it comes out pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. So. How do you do a ceremonial train? Like what? Yeah, I guess they're just going to like adorn it with ribbons or something on the way out of the station. That bodes ill, even more so than when your in real life clock was having issues. Yeah, that just a bit. That clock went translucent for a second. They're really not supposed to do that. You can view information on characters and world settings from the first Tales of Xillia in the Xillia Encyclopedia in the library section of the menu. So if you forgot anything in the couple of weeks it's been since we played the first one, you can view that and get yourself back up to speed, or if you didn't play the first one. More items will appear in the encyclopedia as you progress in the story, so be sure to check it once in a while. It's definitely recommended you check it if you haven't played the first Tales of Xillia game, as it will enrich your understanding of the overall story. Although if you bought this one without buying the first one, excuse me, how did you do that? How did you come to know that? Because that's a little bizarre. I was under the impression this game sold less than the first one, mostly because it was a sequel, but I don't know. Anyway, we've apparently got some DLC data from Xillia 1 on here, so we can use our costumes and other DLC data from the first game in Xillia 2 as well. View them from the item menu. I forget what DLC items I have for this one. Also, we're getting a save import. That's cool. Save data found for Tales of Xillia 1. Thanks so much for playing the first game. To you who have shown such unwavering conviction, haha, because that's the theme of this duology, in not deleting your save file for a few weeks, we present you with an attachment of a certain fighting medical student. Okay, so I guess I'm getting something for Jude. And on top of that, we're also getting an attachment based on the Lord of Spirits, but I don't know how we're gonna... apparently, I played the bejesus out of the first game. Alright, cool. I don't know how we're going to give this to the Lord of Spirits. She's kind of in the spirit world being Maxwell now, so that seems like it might be a little tough. Oh, a mini Jude and a mini Mila. Great. Well, we have our first attachments now. That's fun. Can I check anything, like raid anybody's desks or drawers or something before I leave? I don't think so on this floor. Although this might look a little bit familiar. Sorry, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me today, because we've actually been to these... I think we've been to this apartment complex in the first game, only briefly, but I think this is the building that Balaam was living in, if I remember correctly, so we'll see. So here's the library with all the other stuff, including the Xillia Encyclopedia. One thing that you'll notice is not here, though, considering the fact that we're playing as a chef, is a recipe book of some kind, which I think is a little bit of a missed opportunity. If you're going to have me playing as a chef in a video game, then I need to be able to cook the food myself, damn it. Instead, as far as I'm aware, in this game, you just buy the food from vendors like you did in the first game, which seems like a really big missed opportunity. I could be misremembering, though. It has been 7 years since I played the game, but I don't think you actually cook anything. Like, you'd think I'd remember a cooking minigame if there was one, you know? So... Anyway, what else? We got attachments, and we have Luger's default attire and haircut. Ah, this is what I was looking for, the DLC. So we've got the swimwear costume, the butler costume. Apparently I also have the Douse, Kratos, and Kratos costumes. Jude and Mila's bonus costumes for whatever. Oh, no, these are from the first game. That's why I have that. We have a custom order set, which is kind of like the material set that we got in the beginning of the first game. An elemental booster. This one I will definitely be redeeming, but not just yet. We don't need this just yet, so I'll redeem it once they actually talk about what a booster actually is in this game. It's similar to what it was in the first game, but it's not just a plot device, basically. So we'll talk about that when we get there. And apparently I also bought extra AC for whatever reason, which makes this game literally pay to win, because the more AC you have in this one, the more combos you can do because of the way they tweaked the combat system. So, remember when I was okay with games being pay to win? That was such a fun time. I say as if I didn't just purchase the money and EXP grinding DLCs in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne's HD remaster last year. Whoops. Wait, isn't that more combat? Yes, it does in fact let you do more combat with more AC, so it gives you more ability to kill things. Is food broken in this game? Yes, it is. This is a Tales of Xillia game, after all. It's in the duology, so yes, food is still broken. Food still does lots of good things for you. Well, there's some extras upstairs. Julius didn't eat all of his, so if you want some, help yourself. It's fine. I'll come back and see her later if she has anything new to say. I don't know if she will, but, you know. That guy looks a little bit like he's down on his luck, or he's sick to his stomach, because we were talking about tomato omelets down the hall. I don't know. Either way, I gotta go. I gotta catch a train. And by that I mean cook at the station where the train is. So. Really? They all ran away from her? Well, that doesn't bode well for her, Do I go in here? Am I gonna be late to work if I go in here? The door is locked. Looks like no one's home, so I guess it doesn't matter. I can't go in there. That's the plan. Well, I'll do the best I can with it. So there's a mailbox down here for our main character, Luger, and if you check back at it occasionally, there may be something in the mailbox for you. So we'll check back at it occasionally and see what we can get. Look, Atlas is really typical, question mark, about money in XP DLC. They are Lifesavers, Netry, and Odyssey. Put this in perspective, endgame weapons were like 20 or 30k each. The ultimate weapon in any category is over 400,000. Yeah, having the ability to get money together pretty quickly would make that a lot easier to get. And I don't even use it usually for like grinding. I'm like, oh, I need like, 20,000 extra Maka for this at the near the end game for this extra Magatama. Okay, I'll just go in and, use it for 5 minutes to get to 20,000 and then I'm good. So that's basically all I use it for, is like 10-15 minutes here and there throughout the game. Just spread the grinding out to where it's not like, okay, I grind for 8 hours, now I have enough money for the whole game. No, I can't do that. That's crazy talk. Anyway, you gotta go to Triglyph Central Station. And we have a destination marker this time. I don't think that was in the first game, but there's the station all the way up there. I'm trying to remember in the first game if we were even able to go that way. There's the harbor still, so the harbor's still in the same place. There's a new section over there. No, that's actually not new. I'm pretty sure Torbellon High Road was where we went to get to Helioborg last time. The Alest High Road is new, though, so that'll take us to new places. There's a new building off in that direction we couldn't go to previously, and then the station is over there. So there's another apartment over here that we can probably go into, I guess, but I don't know. Feels like we're going to be late to work if we do that. So we'll go into these places later. For now, I'm going to ignore all these NPCs and run straight to work.
You're the one who wanted to cover this event, Leia. Balin had to call in some favors just to get you a ticket.
Or I can bump into somebody from the first game before I get to work.
I don't even know which train they're using for the ceremony. Hey! Great.
Well, that's not very
Hung
nice.
Up on me. Now what am I supposed to do?
I'd go get your sunglasses for one. The lights out here are pretty intense, so... If it makes any difference to you, random stranger, I'm headed to the station myself. I can show you the right train.
Well, yeah, sure. If you don't mind. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
You're a lifesaver. A friend just left me in the lurch.
It sounds like they hung up on you. That's not so good. Oh, hey, it's that kid from the intro cutscene.
10 o'clock train. 10 o'clock train.
Maybe we should have waited in the square a little longer, because then we could take her to the station, too. Don't drop that timepiece, kid. That's probably pretty expensive. cats.
Hey, Mr. Kitty Cat, do you know where they keep the big trains around here? Daddy called it Try Something Station. Yeah, I guess.
Ma'am, I am a cat. What would I need a train for? Well, it looks like he's gonna show you anyway, so might as well follow him. He is the big dog around here. Well, the big cat, but he knows where he's going. That's the point.
Commercial district.
Well, wherever she's from, she can read, so...
Hey, wait, Mr. Kitty Cat, you're going to.
Must mean she's from Olympias too, because their words are, well, Olympian, so Rhizamaxians might have a little trouble.
Sure.
Not a problem, man. Our main character here, Luger, is a man of few words, in case it wasn't clear. He's meant to be kind of like a silent protagonist analog. Although you can change that in New Game Plus, because you can let him speak any of the lines that you get to choose during the game, so... To put this further into perspective, I can spend a few in-game days in a labyrinth and not even make 50k. It's bad. EO games feel like real life. These pocket watches are haunted. I mean, at the rate that they're going, I wouldn't be surprised if King Boo popped out of one of them. But yeah, that's not really a very efficient way of getting money if you need 400k to get an ultimate weapon. Good lord. We didn't really talk about the choices too much, did we? You get choices between two dialogue options at a fairly often interval in this game. And if you see a character's portrait underneath a decision that you just made, it means that the decision you just made has a positive affinity boost for that character. So like when I told Jude, you want me to show you? I'm on my way to the station, and it showed his little portrait underneath it. That means I gained affinity with Jude. Affinity is, well, it's what you'd expect it to be. It's not like a social link in Persona or anything like that, but it might as well be, because character affinity can be boosted across the whole game, and you get various bonuses for getting to certain thresholds. And again, the best way to boost them, well, there's a couple of ways to boost them, but the best way to boost them for right now is to pick specific conversation options that affect the character themselves. I'm not going to bother looking that up. I'm just going to roll with it and get whatever I get, but if you want to look it up, there is like a most effective dialogue option for every situation to maximize your affinity with characters, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's fine. The boy aims for the station. And so does the Luger.
I've been to Triglyph a bunch of times, but somehow I still always manage to get lost.
That's because you're from Rhizamaxia, and the city plans there are super open.
How about you? Were you heading to the station too?
Ignore him. Maybe they don't mind his own. Why would I say that? I decided to take him with me. Yeah, I work at the station's cafeteria. What about you?
Me? Just going on a little field trip. I was invited to the opening of the Oscorp plant.
That's not a little field trip. That plant is pretty high class.
Oh, I'm not some great scientist or anything. I was only invited because an acquaintance of mine is involved.
It's still pretty impressive.
So, as a cafeteria insider, any takeout options you could recommend?
Yeah, anything I make.
I've heard the Triglyph tri-tip is something of a local delicacy.
I wouldn't eat those if anyone other than me is making those, though, because you might get, like, food poisoning from the kebabs. Well, that conversation... I'm walking with an individual that's a lot more interesting than I am, apparently.
Impressive, huh? Yeah.
So, yeah, this is Spurious Corporation. We couldn't see this in the last game, but this is where Julius works. So there you go. Again, let's move along. Now I have somebody I need to get there quickly, and I need to get there quickly anyway in order to get to my job, so let's just move along. We can talk to the NPCs later, or never at all. It does, in fact, give off some Central Station vibes, yes.
The ceremonial train.
You can tell because it looks like a rounded spearhead. And the company's called Spurious.
Yes, sir.
Those must be the bigwigs.
A message from Vice Director Rideau. Suspicious activity observed in Crown. Please take caution.
What's a crown?
He's going to attack us here. This will be some celebration.
We have been
Who's gonna
expecting
attack?
you, Mr. Bakur. I'm happy to say our departure is right on schedule.
Good. because we couldn't be late to the ceremony.
Thanks for your help. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's no problem, man. But after I give you this handshake, I gotta go because I've gotta report to work. Or I'm gonna be really, really late. Luger, you're an employee now. You have to report to work. You can't just stand there. They're probably already wondering where the hell you went. Alright, which one of these booths is mine? It's a fair question. Let's save in case I get the wrong one and I get fired from another job. Oh boy. This poor guy, he has to watch everybody else do all the cool shit. He can't do any cool shit himself. I don't even have any weapons. Like, what am I supposed to do if a monster attacks the cafeteria? You know, I don't think that's gonna happen, let's be clear. This is a town. Monsters don't attack towns in RPGs unless it's getting burnt down, right? Oh, okay, fair enough. Honestly, I can't even disagree with you. You're probably right. Not yet, even though it's right down the road. Oh, okay. Wow, they built that place pretty quickly. It's only been like a year or two since the schism was dispelled. And apparently, yeah, it's got a bit of a landmark to it as well. Cool. I love how I said I needed to get to work, and now I'm just talking to random people, hoping one of them is my boss. Oh, so you're from Rizamaxia then, okay. Yeah, capitalist hellscape is like that. You could incur a huge debt if you do something wrong. Hell, you could incur a huge debt even if you didn't do something wrong. Wink, wink. Anyway, are you my boss? Oh, huh. Maybe they're meeting with the bigwigs from Spirius that just got on the train. Okay, makes sense. A kiosk, so I guess I'm going to be working back here in a second, but while I'm thinking about it, let's look at what we can get at the shops, shall we? Get some Panacea bottles, Holy Dark bottles. I guess I'll buy a couple of apple gels, because if there's going to be an attack, I might want to have a few healing items in case I get, like, shot or something, you know? I don't think I need Panacea bottles for right now. I'll just buy the 4 apple gels, and that should be good. I mean, I guess we could sell the treat in specific, because those are worth as much money as I was going to just spend, so might be worthwhile to sell them for now. Don't really need to worry about the geodes, I don't think. Although, I think if I remember right, you can't actually invest in shops in this game, so I think these are just good for money. I don't think they do anything other than that, so I'll keep them for now just in case they're good for something else. Actually, no, I think they are good for something else now that I think about it, so I'm going to keep them for a little while, but eventually we can probably just get rid of them for money. So, either way, let's sell the treat in specific, because 1,000 gold at this point is nothing to sneeze at. And buy one more of these, and I guess 2 of these. There we go. But yeah, you'll notice that the little sound effect that happened in the last game where it was like, ka-chung, and then it gave you shop points. Not present. The shop expand menu isn't present either, so unless they're going to do that later, we don't got to worry about that. Awesome. Yeah, so if you need to take a train later in the game, you can use one of the ticket kiosks, but we don't need to take a train at the moment. We need to find my boss, who is still eluding me. Triglyph subway system. Oh, my boss is over here. Okay. I guess I should have just followed the objective marker. Not used to seeing that in this game because I'm so used to the first one where it doesn't have one. Actually, I'm not taking the train, I'm working here, so I won't even get to use one of the trains.
Sorry, but I'm
Feels
busy.
bad, man.
If she's lost, take her to the station office.
Who's she? I'm here by myself, I think. Oh. Hi. Ma'am, can I help you?
Sir, you'll need to follow me to the station manager's office. This
Okay,
young lady
cool. I
just
was
told
supposed
me
to
you
report
tried
there
to lure
anyway.
her out of the train station.
Wait, what the hell? Sir, I think you have the wrong idea. I'm supposed to be working here today, and also she just got on the train for free. You didn't have to throw me under the bus. We could have gotten on the... She's definitely... Okay, resist. You don't understand. The girl lied to you. I feel like either one of these is going to get me thrown in jail, but I guess I'll take the lesser of 2 evils. I'm supposed to be here to work,
I don't know
actually?
what you want with that girl, but resisting arrest will only make things worse for you.
Well, I'd love to go back to work.
That little girl over there
actually.
said this guy tried to kidnap her.
This is not a good look. First day of work here, and I'm already losing the job and getting thrown in jail. What the hell is Julius gonna say this time? Well, what? Okay. That smoke bomb reduced the FPS down to 10, and also all of the people in this place are dead. Except me, because I'm the main character. So maybe I'll still be able to work, because now all the witnesses are gone. I'm getting on this fucking train. You can't stop me. If this is already going to be a day where I go to jail, then I might as well do all the things that break all the rules. But let's hope it's like it was in the Elder Scrolls, where it's like, last witness killed. Your crime has been absolved. You no longer incur a debt for it. Oh, well, that's going to be problematic, because I'm pretty sure those are all the major political figures from Olympias. Rolo, why are you Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, there ain't no getting off this train we on now till we reach the end of the line. Kid, are you okay? Why does this thing look familiar? Whoa. Okay, that one went completely transparent. What the hell is with these watches? Uh-oh. Come on, kid, we gotta hide! Damn, these are some durable seats. I surrender, just don't hurt the child. I'm unarmed. Don't hurt the kid, please. Or, okay. Well, that's not very nice of you. Kid, you need to stay down. This is not going to work out otherwise. Well, you leave me no choice then. I know how to use these, kind of. See? I know how to use these. And now I'm going to show you for real. Alright, well, first day of work and I'm already just killing terrorists, so I guess that's cool. How many days of work do you actually get to do something like that, right? Go on, get up. There you go. You gonna make me work for my money? Then I'm sure as hell gonna make you work for yours.
So, are the bad people gone now?
That one is gone. I don't know if all of them are gone, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Yeah, these watches are all haunted. Smoke bombs and guns. The PS3's greatest weaknesses, besides water and Blighttown.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Are you sure? Because your pocket watch kind of Oh, God.
Huh? What the?
Oh, hey, man.
Impressive, Dr. Mathis. Were those reasons?
You know, I had a feeling he was pretty important.
My security team could learn a thing or two from you. Then
What,
again,
you didn't have them
my
train in
security
both
team
worlds?
Can't channel spirits the way you Rize Maxims can.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
glad
a
we
hell
were
of an
both on the same
advantage.
car.
You know, you're not too shabby yourself. My name
Thanks,
is
I'm just
Xillia.
shabby enough to
I'm
fail the
CEO of
exam.
Spirius Corporation.
But let's be courteous, shall we? Nice to meet you, sir. Luger Will Kresnik.
You wouldn't happen to be related to Julius Kresnik, would you?
He's my brother, actually.
Wait, your name is Kresnik?
Yeah,
Sir,
it's a very old family
corporation
name.
Files, Luger here
Very
is Director
old.
Kresnik's younger brother.
That's
Though
correct.
They don't share the same mother.
That's good.
Thanks,
to know.
we didn't really need that
So
info.
you're a part of the Spirius family, as it were.
Adjacently, I guess.
Those Exodus bastards have made their move.
I can see that.
Terrorists who want trouble between the two nations.
So they're still around even after the last game?
Policies towards Rize Maxia.
So now they're just here to cause trouble.
The train straight into Oscorp.
They're basically Neo Team Plasma. Fantastic. Yes, this one. The one we're on. Fantastic. If I stop the train, will you hire me? I mean, I'm a criminal, but let's just treat this professionally, shall we? Let's go stop the train, shall we?
Stop the train? What are you gonna use, your feet?
I mean, I don't know how to drive a train, but I'm sure we can find an engineer or something.
This I have to see.
I mean, I beat that terrorist pretty easily. What's the worst that could possibly happen?
I'm impressed.
My name is Jude Mathis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Luger.
Likewise, Jude. Hopefully, we'll make a good team.
Come on.
Jude kind of serves as like the, hey, did you play Tales of Xillia 1 and this main character is a little bit too complex for you? Well, here's Jude back, so now you can just use him because most of the people that played the first game used Jude. So, yeah, he's kind of like, here's a character you know, basically, in case you don't feel comfortable with the new one. Corporation files. What does the company know? Yeah, and now Jude reverts back to level 5. Oh, 2? Never mind. Yeah, he's even worse than he was. He's a little bit, the year or two apart has left him a little bit worse for wear in terms of his combat skills. Or maybe power levels are relative, and this is just what he's like now compared to the enemies that are around. Although, honestly, that theory kind of falls apart when you think about the fact that his HP is all the way back down at 473, but I don't know. Either way, let's see what he's got, shall we? He can heal. That's good. He has Demon Fist, and he has Cerberus Strike, which is Earth Elemental, so that's pretty nice. He's also got a Strike Elemental skill, and his attacks are also Strike, so he's got Demon Fist and Cerberus Strike to help you out. I'm not sure if I'm going to play as him for right now. I think I'll just stick with Luger. I kind of want to shy away from using the characters that I used as the primary party in the previous game, but there is an exception to that, and I'll talk about what that exception is when we actually get to the point where we can access the exception, but for now we can't, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Let's check everybody's equipment and strategy first, though, before we do this. So yeah, we've got the same things as last game. We've got weapons, headgear, armor, and an accessory, and we can go down to see our attachments and everything if we go down here, so that's cool. And we can give everybody the Mini Jude or Mini Mila if we want, but I'm not really a big fan of them. This is what they look like, though. It's a little floppy doll. Hey, it's Jude. Hey, Jude. It's Mila, now in fun size. And they're on opposite shoulders by default, so there you go. You can give them to people if you want. I personally prefer the baby dragon, or the pet dragon, was it? I think it was the pet dragon in the first game, although I think it's accessible in this game as well. So. I have no headgear and no armor, so I hope this train is like well equipped with some stuff because I got nothing. I need to be careful because I will be dying very quickly. That's some powerful AF for us from not having to fight for his life every day. Yeah, for sure. Like, holy crap. Reverting all the way down to that. Is the exception the child of the last party because AoE heals are just that good? I mean, that's correct, yes, but I'm going to attempt to use a different healer in this game as the primary healer, even though the AoE healer is still really, really good in this one. Yeah, Baul is the best accessory, cute AF. I think I might actually equip him in this one a little bit more, to be honest, because I don't think I really equipped him in the last one, so we'll see when we get him, and I'll try to equip him as best I can on everybody. Alright, so you're going to prioritize healing, just like you were, although focus attacks is probably still best for that. You can just do up to you for now. We'll have you prioritize healing, do what you can, and store TP. There we go. And I think we should be okay. Oh yeah, I should check my formation as well, actually. I don't think we have access to auto items just yet, so we'll wait on those. And we will stick Luger back here, we'll stick Jude back here, and then we should be okay. I am looking... My stats are looking a lot worse for wear other than Art Attack by comparison to Jude's. That's not so good. Can I check... Where can I check affinity on this one? There we go, yeah. So if you go to the status menu, we didn't really look at these too much in the first game because they just kind of gave you like the generic stats and equipment skills and everything like that. But in this game, it's actually important to check Luger's stat page because from here you can access the affinity menu. And I don't know why the affinity was maxed out just a second ago there, but that's fine because now it's at its correct level. Basically, every bar that you fill up will fill up 1 heart, and as you fill up more hearts, you'll get more bonuses from the characters. Again, kind of similar to social links, but also not really. Wait, just realized, is the sphere spider web back? Well, we don't seem to have access to it at the moment, so if it is, we're going to have to wait to use it. So we'll wait till the game tells us if it's available.
How could anyone do this?
I mean, they're terrorists. Like, what did you expect them to do? Just sing Kumbaya on the train with all the passengers? It's not going to happen, Jude. Sorry.
Enemy could be hiding anywhere. We better proceed carefully.
And by that he means open the treasure chest so you can grab yourself a trench coat, which will probably keep me more protected than whatever I've got on currently. So, wasn't really designed for combat, but hey, a leather breastplate is a leather breastplate, so there you go, or a leather coat as it is. is a leather coat. I'm just going to check all the seats and see if there's any items or anything that I can see. I don't think we want to step through the train car yet, though, until we save, because if I recall correctly, we will instantly get into a fight as soon as we get into the next one, so... Dude, you saw how many atrocities in the last game. I'm surprised he's not numb to all this. Yeah, I mean, I guess he hasn't gotten jaded about the whole thing just yet, so... It's okay, Jude. You keep up that optimism. It's taken you pretty far so far. Yeah, see, there you go, straight away, as soon as you open the door. Here's the terrorists! Maybe I should hit the guy that's right on top of me here. Yeah, there we go. Dude's got the other guy, so I'll get this one. And now we can double team this lady. Wait, that came out.
This is nothing.
Okay, maybe he is a little jaded, because that sounded like he was denying it. He's like, oh, this is nothing. I've seen too much already. But he leveled up to level 3 already, so that's cool. Yeah, he's very done with this shit. You might want to watch your words a little bit there, June. We did murder people just now.
Hey, Luger. How are you fixed for allium orbs?
What's an allium orb?
I brought an extra one. Take it.
Oh, good. It's like you knew. Thanks.
You know about allium orbs, right? We've been using them ever since the lilium orbs transmutated.
I have several questions. I don't think you're going to answer any of them. Maybe we can look in the Xillia encyclopedia. I said Xillia
the orb
again.
will let us link during battle. When we're linked, we can... Never mind. You'll see soon enough.
Yeah, active combat scenario to test. Let's check it out in a combat scenario. So now we can link up with Jude, just like the first game.
It's time to link up.
So there we go. Press in the direction of the ally you want to link with to fight as a pair. And now we can beat them up by approaching the enemy, and they will move behind the enemy just like they did in the first game. So there you go. Excuse me. If you hit them from behind, you can get a critical hit more easily, you can raise your AC more easily. But not really worried about that for the moment, because we're still in tutorial mode. Yeah, if an enemy approaches from behind, the partner will give you back support, just like in the first game, reducing the likelihood of taking critical hits, and we can modify behavior in the strategy menu, and I do want to actually do that for a very specific reason, and we'll talk about what that is in a moment. But for now, let's speed up this... Okay, thanks. Oh, it was a tutorial. Yeah, so when Jude's your partner, it's the same as in the first game. He will heal you if the enemy knocks you down. It's not exactly the same as the first game, though, if I recall correctly, because I don't think you get back as much, or maybe that's unlocked later. I don't quite recall. I don't think it's as good as it was. That's the point, but we'll see. Yeah, so you can link with Jude when you fight power type enemies, and you'll be in good shape. And okay, that's still in this game, so I guess it's probably just as good, because he can resurrect you if you get KO'd with
Try
Restore.
using linked darts.
Okay, so we filled the gauge by attacking, and now that the gauge is available, we can use Azure Edge, and that'll give us a link art. You'll notice that Link Charge was a little bit different with the gauge that you saw on the screen there. It was like a clearer version of the Link. It wasn't the yellow one from the first game. That's because Link Charge is what's called a generic linked art. In this game, generic linked arts are link arts that you can use without using specific moves that the characters have a real link art for. So basically, it's the default link attack. If you don't use a skill that they have an actual attack with, then you get the generic one, or the default one, but you can still use link arts that have actual attacks, like Xillia Strike, or Aerial Fire, or Ruination Fangs, or anything like that, as long as you use the correct moves. It's just now, if you don't use the correct moves, you can still get a link art, so... I don't know, I kind of was okay with how it was in the first game. I didn't really think it was that necessary to build the link with Link Charge or anything like that, so... Yeah, holy shit, his eyes are dead. So do I... that kick looked pretty good. Like, damn, I didn't think that was the tutorial. Yeah, they got me pretty good with it. I didn't expect it either, so... But yeah, allium orbs, I guess we'll get to those. We'll wait until after this is over with. But yeah, you want to build up the gauge. It'll get you over limit once you do it. And we'll talk about... basically, over limit is the same as it was. Except now you can put the link charges and all the other stuff in there instead of just the regular arts. So, again, not really a big fan of it, but, you know, it's there, I guess. Hey, where'd your other guy go? Only when a linked art is used will the gauge proceed to the next segment. Press the directional button corresponding to the partner you're linked to swap battle strategies. Change your current strategy to act freely. Oh, there you go. Okay, so this is the change, the major change to how linking up with partners works in this game. So in the previous game, you could not get the partner to act freely when they were linked up. They would always ignore whatever they would normally be doing, healing, using arts, that sort of thing, and they would run behind the enemy to attack. So that usually meant that characters that were casters or healers were kind of SOL because they would always kind of just not do what they normally should do in order to maximize their DPS. Now, with the Act Freely command, the partner will do what they normally are meant to do when they're single targeting, rather than just trying to do link stuff. So if you select Act Together, they'll do all the link support stuff. If you select Act Freely, they'll behave as if they're not linked, but you'll still get all the benefits of linking, like back support and the lessened critical hit chance and the extra AC. So, there you go. And then, we can undo the link if we also do that. Oh, there's your friend. Okay. Alright, Jude's got this lady, so let me go get this guy. Got him? Got her, Jude? Because I'm gonna get this guy. Oh, good, we've got a link dart. An actual link dart, that is. So.
Links sure are useful.
Yeah.
They come in handy, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know why they had you use link charge in the tutorial there. I guess just to show you that there's a generic version, but we have an actual link dart, dual conquest, when used with time disintegration, so I think I'd rather do that, so. Anyway, I'm a new challenger, beginner. Don't know what that's all about. However, Jude also mentioned allium orbs, and we still don't have the ability to look at it on the menu at the moment. So since we don't have the ability to look at it in the menu, I'll just hold off on my explanation about allium orbs. Maybe it's in the library? Actually, I think the library updates when you get new information, if I recall correctly. Does this talk about it? No, it does not. Okay, well, we'll see if we can figure out what the allium orbs do when the game actually gives us a tutorial on it. Until then, we will not. I will, however, look at all the seats to see if there's any items there, even though I'm probably never going to find any, but, you know, it's a thought that counts, I guess. Man, they really went all in on these people. They murdered all of them. Jesus Christ. Also, hello, where did you come from? I was going to use this, but then I ended up just running. Let's see if we can split them up a little bit. That should help a little bit with getting rid of them. I don't know if that means Jude. I don't think Jude got his own guy, but that's because I set him up to do, whatchamacallit. I set him up to focus attacks. So maybe I should have him spread out since I'm trying to have the enemies be spread out a little bit, so. Oh, okay, fair enough. So there's battle challenges in this one. I guess we can check that out. I don't remember that being anything I even worried about it at all, but, you know, it was in titles, I think they said. Yeah, here we go. It gets you access to grade, which I don't think you can use until New Game Plus anyway, so I guess you can do these challenges if you really want to get the grade for New Game Plus, but, I'm not really... I don't think this is going to be something that I particularly care about, I guess. Like, I think they update the challenges as well later on, yeah. There's some gold trophy ones, probably for completing the game or something, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother with worrying about those, since we're going to be playing a fresh game anyway. I mean, this is another 60-hour long game. Playing New Game Plus on this would probably be something that I'd want to do, like, many months after first playing the game, you know? It wouldn't be something where I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go back and play it right away. Like, that's a lot of time commitment. Alright, see what we can do here. Oh yeah, and before I forget, let's go back to strategy and set everybody to spread out real quick. Just so we kind of let everybody do that. Use sparingly. Do not enter over limit. Do not use... Yeah, actually, don't use link arts. I don't think I want that to be a thing. And I'd rather set act freely, to be honest. in those cases. Let's Link in normal battles. There we go. And the rest I think is good for now. So until we get access to auto items, I think that's pretty much everything that I would care about in terms of strategies, at least for now. So I wonder if I can switch to Jude to show off what you get for doing, whatchamacallit. Nice. You'll notice it says grave hits over in the hits section there when you kill an enemy with a Link art. I believe getting grave hits increases the amount of bonus EXP you get. But basically it's also there just to indicate, hey, you killed the enemy. Good job. Time to move on. Okay, I wonder if I can like switch to Jude in combat so I can see what Luger's whatchamacallit is, what his gimmick is when he's the partner character, you know. So I guess I'll switch to Jude just for a second to see if I can show that off. Let's set him up the way that I had him in the first game here. I think I had Cerberus Strike here, and then Healer here, and then Demon Fist was there. So let's see if I remember what the hell I'm doing with Jude. Luger, you're fine where you are, so just need to get you a helmet, and then I think we'll be okay. Just noticed something. What's this main chapter all about? Are side quests actually devoted as such? As a matter of fact, they are. We will talk about what they mean by main chapter later on, once we get access to non-main chapters. But yes, this is a main chapter of the game, which means that this is part of the major overarching story of the game rather than any side questing stuff. So any side questing stuff will be indicated up there. I guess that's basically the whole explanation, honestly, so I guess we don't have to talk about it now. But yeah, basically, if it's part of the overarching primary plot of the game, it's going to say main chapter up there. And if it's part of a side quest, it'll say, like, side chapter, if I recall correctly. So, there you go. Alright, so, back to Jude. Just double up on that.
Keep it up.
There we go.
Focus. Too easy.
So now let's see if they tell you what Luger's deal is as a Link partner. Nope, but it does tell you what Jude's Snap Pivot does, so I guess we'll play as Jude for a little bit longer. Defense Wizard, beginner, one more to go. Don't remember what that's all about, but there you go. Are they just waiting at all the car doors? Apparently so, yeah.
Use allium orbs to develop your abilities.
Oh, there we go. Now we'll get the
Lilium
explanation. So we
orbs did
might
that
get
too,
the
but these work a lot
explanation as to
differently.
what they are. I guess this sort of explains it, but, you know.
All Lilium orbs quit working when they were overloaded with mana after the schism was dispelled.
Oh, okay, so that's why they
But we
transmutated.
figured out that by feeding them elemental energy through an extractor, a kind of mana absorption Spyrix,
You're still using Spyrix? Don't you mean
we were able to
Spyrite?
resurrect them as allium orbs.
Or are
Our
you just saying that
linking and
because I'm from
development
Olympias and I know what a
capabilities were back in
Spyrix
business.
is? Okay.
Sorry for rambling on there. Why don't you just give it a shot?
I mean, it's what you're good at, so that's why you're rambling about it, but it's fine. Let's take a look. So now we have access to the Allium Orb. This is the method of development that this game has instead of the Lilium Orb. You no longer have access to the Sphere Spiderweb. This is your new Sphere Grid, quote-unquote, so... Don't they have a better use for their time so they can actually optimize their time being terrorists? Maybe they already optimized the hell out of it and now they've killed all the people in the cars and they're like, okay, well, my job's done. I guess I'll just loiter. Mayhaps that's a retcon. Maybe Jude misspoke. Yeah, I think it's just a mistyping or something. Like, I don't think they actually meant Spyrix. I think they meant Spyrite because Spyrite is in more prominent use now, but I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, so you gain new arts and skills by setting elemental ore obtained from the battles and on the field into the extractor. So here's the extractor is your booster, basically. So from the first game, you'll remember some characters were equipped with boosters. Now, all boosters in the first game were Spyrix-based, which meant that they were actually very bad for you and could kill you if you used them too much. But the extractors in this game are booster offshoots that are built from Spyrite, which means that they are significantly better not only for you, but also for the environment. They don't murder spirits in the process of being used. So that's basically the Allium Orb. You set this extractor in the orb, and then you get new abilities out of it as it blossoms. So I guess now we don't need to look at it in the Xillia Encyclopedia, do we? Because I basically just gave you the whole lore and everything on it, so... but yeah, so each extractor takes a different element, any of the element ore that you receive in battle or on the field will be turned into the element of whatever extractor you have equipped. So right now, Luger has the water extractor droplet equipped. So every elemental ore that he gets will be turned into one water element. And once you reach a certain threshold, you can learn abilities, skills, arts, anything like that once you've hit certain thresholds. So it'll be easier for me to explain this once they get me out of the tutorial, actually, but, you know, there you go. When you learn a new art or skill, you can view them on the Allium Orb from outside to inside on each elemental line. Okay, so like all the abilities, they'll show you as you get closer to them. And, okay, so the abilities will come closer to that yellow ring, and once they hit that yellow ring, you'll learn the skill. I think that's what it's trying to tell me. So, hang on, I think I need to sneeze. Excuse me. But yeah, so you can upgrade certain arts as well. This is something that they had in the first game where I mostly was like, I was trying in the first game to be like, okay, I have to grind this skill up by using it 400 times in order to get all the unique effects out of it. That is gone in this game. There are certain arts in the game that upgrade through use. Most of them that do upgrade through use in this game, though, only need to get to 100 in order to get their effect, which is use it in the air. Now, if you want any of the unique upgrade features of the art, you get it through the Allium Orb, rather than through grinding the skill repeatedly. And I think that's really nice. Like, it's a great quality of life change, because it means you don't have to worry so much about how many times you're using arts. You can kind of just use whichever ones you feel like, you know? But you can't upgrade skills. Skills are whatever you see is what you get, so there you go. And changing the extractor is very important, as we'll see in a moment, because different extractors will give you different skills. Jude, for example, with Shine will get access to Intelligence, HP gain, and Palm Strike. He'll get access to Vitality and Recovery Ring with Droplet. Ludger will get access to Falling Thunder, Intelligence, and HP gain from Shine. However, let's exit the menu real quick, because now that we've talked about the boosters of this game, let's go back to the items menu so we can look at the DLC items that I have. Because this particular elemental booster is really, really, really powerful. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure they sold this for only like $1 or $2 or something like that on the DLC menu. So it's a very worthwhile real money investment, as you'll see in a moment, because, well, it enables growth for all elements. That's all 6 elements. And right now you have access to one element at a time and not even very many of them. So let's redeem this to get Yggdrasil. Thank you very much. I'll take it. I'll worry about custom orders later. And if we equip this extractor on the character that... Basically, my plan with Yggdrasil is I'm going to use it on the character that's considered the main character of the chapter that we're playing. So since this is a main chapter, Ludger's the main character, so he gets Yggdrasil. We'll talk about main characters and side characters and all that a little bit later, but equipping this, it gives you a level 1 in all elements. So what that means is every time we get one elemental ore, he'll get 1 point into all of his elements, which lets him get just a myriad of abilities. As you can see here, he'll gain access to Falling Thunder, Solid Guard, Swift Strike, Intelligence, Strength, Agility, Psyche, Vitality, Dexterity, HP gain, Long Step, Azure Edge, Azure Edge boost, that is, TP gain, Blunt Force, Lunar Reflection, Time Disintegration boost, and Armor Crusher once he hits these thresholds. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do all that in one breath, but there we go. You do get this in the game, if I recall correctly. Like, you can actually gain access to this extractor in the game without purchasing it, but I think it's only available, like, I want to say 3/4 of the way through the game, so it's not as useful as it could be if you get it, for example, right now. So I'm going to have Jude try to get Recovery Ring. It's going to be a little bit of a long process to get him that, but I'd rather him get Recovery Ring than Palm Strike and all that stuff since he's getting healing arts. But yeah, it allows you to kind of prioritize what you want the character to get if you use specific types of elemental extractors. So you can say, okay, well, I'd rather he get healing arts, or I'd rather he get physical attacks, or I'd rather he get spells, and then you can just do that. So it's customizable. I like it better than the Lilium Orb. The Lilium Orb kind of just felt like the Sphere Grid from Final Fantasy X, but it also somehow more linear. Like, I was less linear with the Sphere Grid in 10 than I was in Xillia 1. So I just kind of like these better. It feels more like you have a decision to make, which makes things a little more complex, which I like. So that's a fucking revolver chamber, don't lie to me. Yeah, Mythos, the hero? Maybe he's the one that gave me the extractor. But yeah, so it's named after the Yggdrasil tree from Symphonium. And it's very, very powerful. Oh, good, there's a vending machine here. Well, if I need anything, I guess I can purchase some stuff. We can equip some stuff, too. I did equip the knit cap on him, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Good. It's the same stuff as was in the station, so since it's the same stuff as was in the station, let's have Jude use healer a couple of times. That's not healer. Hold on. Oop, I can't do it over here. I gotta do it here. I'm forgetting how it worked in the first game. Let's just top everybody off, use some orange gels, and then buy some orange gels. Because why not? How many did I just use? 4? Okay, so let's buy some orange gels now. Oh wow, they're a little on the pricey side, huh? $250 from this. Well, actually, it's the same as... No, it's not the same as it was, because these were $250, weren't they? Maybe I won't buy anything, because this vending machine... I might... You know, I'll buy this, because we're okay with our money for now to buy this stuff. But I'm going to say, I might be misremembering, but I feel like this vending machine's ripping me off. Oh well. Anyway, takes care of that. Let's move right along, shall we? Hello! Alright, let's see if we get access to Luger's little thing here if we do some more stuff here. Got it, Luger? Here I come!
Over already?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's gonna kill the guy before we get through this. Okay, but yeah, so now that we have access to the Allium Orbs, a new menu on the results screen has appeared. Well, a new item has appeared on the results screen. That's Elemental Ore. So we got 2 Elemental Ore from this fight, which means that Luger has now gained 2 Elemental Ore in every single one of the 6 elements in the Allium Orb, while Jude gained 2 in water. So basically, they'll start to level up fairly quickly. Specifically, anyone with Yggdrasil will level up really, really fast with their skills because it just gives you everything. So, yeah, it should come in fairly handy. They're not telling us what Luger's deal is, though, as a partner. So since that's the case, maybe we'll... Oh, yeah, and you can always check how many elemental points you've gained in any particular stat by just pressing the R3 button on this menu here, so... okay, I guess you could sort by points, element, art, skill, art. I don't know, I'm kind of a fan of the skill art sorting. I mean, the arts are fine, but the skills are kind of what I'm caring about, I guess. Although maybe just sorting it by, like, the next one you'll get might be better, so... Either way, we're not worried about it for right now, but since Luger's deal as a partner isn't really showing up on the screen, let's just... not have him use all of his TP after I just healed everyone to full. So, that would not be such a good idea.
Do we send for reinforcements, sir?
Wasting a chance to see the sort of person we're dealing with? Hardly.
My watch is gone!
Don't wander off, young lady. It's dangerous.
I don't care! I gotta find it! I can't get to Canaan without it!
He knows something about this Canaan.
Interesting.
Oh boy. I wonder what that's all about. Speaking of which, who's that girl?
So, hey. Did you
What's up?
know that girl? Is it okay to leave her like that?
Actually, she tried to have me arrested, so... not at all. It's just a chance meeting. It's just a total stranger who framed me for kidnapping. I mean, I can probably share that info. It's not like her ears are gonna ring or anything, right?
You? A kidnapper?
I know! That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
I didn't think that the guard would either, but apparently he did.
It's true. I'll have to give you some of what those terrorists have coming for them. Huh?
Alright, now
Well,
let's slow down
We
here.
don't really have time to worry about that right now. Let's get going.
I can't tell if he misinterpreted what I just said there. Like, I felt like I would have said that line dripping with sarcasm, but I'm not sure if that's how Jude, well, read it. So. Okay, before we do that, let's go get this lady. Can you link? I was gonna say, can you link charge with link charge? I don't think you can. But I don't think you can link any link arts with, like, if you've used them in the chain already, I don't think you can use them again. So we get 2 link actions during over limit right now because we've only got 2 link arts. So. Alright, well, looks like you and me, big guy. Not having very much luck with this whole getting behind enemies thing. Yeah, I won't make it before I have to use this. It's okay because Dual Conquest actually gets the enemy up, so I don't really need to get to them.
I can do this.
Doing pretty good on the bonus EXP, though. I'll say that much. I feel like the one time I don't check these is going to be the time that there's a treasure chest in between the passenger seats, and I'll miss it, so I'm going to try to, like, not miss it if I can. Oh, look, nobody's waiting at the door for me this time. They're slightly away from the door, because they just finished killing their people. I was going to say, go on, get up. I know you want to. I guess we'll wait on that that linked art. Chain Champ. I almost said Chain Chomp. But we almost have the beginner version. Cool. Like I said, those aren't really anything that I particularly care about. Grade in this game isn't... like, they had grade...
Be on guard. Got it.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Jude. They had grade in kind of a good spot, I thought, in Symphonia, where it actually had some use in the game itself. Like, you could purchase things with grade within the game itself. I just feel like grade in Xillia 1 and Xillia 2 doesn't really do a whole lot, because it's really only there if you care about New Game Plus, and I don't know, I've never really been able to play... Like, I never really bother with New Game Plus in these games, because they're so long. Like, it's just like, can I use this for something else? Like, if I could use the grade to purchase something within the fresh game file, then you bet your ass I'd be doing some of those titles, but because I can't, it just doesn't really become a priority. So, either way, we're almost to the main car, so hopefully we'll be able to get this thing stopped in a second. Let's go have a look. Well, this is the front car. What do you see, Mr. Honor Student?
Room. I'll go in first. Meanwhile, you cover me, okay?
I mean, I don't exactly have any guns, but I'll cover you with these swords. Really.
Odd for a doctor to say, I know.
I'm a healer, but... maybe we should get in there a little faster, considering... Yeah. Right. The fact that that could have been the engineer that was going to stop the train that we just heard got shot. Great. Just what I needed to hear right about now. Well, that's not a door. Must be up here.
What in the...
But who could be shooting an engineer? Or not? Julius?
Luger.
What the hell are you doing here? I could ask you the same question, bro. Yeah, I'd ask you the same thing.
I'm doing my job.
And what is your job?
And a thorough job at that. I'd expect nothing less from Crown Agent Julius. You work fast.
Enough with the games.
Your job is killing the terrorists.
Who would have known you had such a talented little brother?
Sorry, bro, he...
Aren't you the model
well,
sibling?
didn't rope me into it. I did it myself, but... Maybe that's why he had me fail the exam, because he didn't want me to... Oh. Go into the company? Considering he's turning traitor? Maybe he thought...
him to see this?
Yeah, isn't this a little bit of a bigger faux pas than what you said I was gonna do, Julius? Oh. Well, you found yours, so that's cool.
Look out!
Guy's gun! Protect the girl, protect the CEO. No, I'll protect the girl. Julius can protect the CEO, or Jude can do that. I gotta get the girl.
We will never accept peace with Riza Maxia!
You alright, kid? Hang on. I gotta watch the other bullets, apparently.
What's that?
I don't know, but I think we need to get out of here. What the hell? What the hell just happened to my arms? Why am I turning into a DDS character? Oh, well, I just fucking murdered that person. So that's fun. I mean, I've been fucking murdering people anyway. Actually, I've been regular murdering people. I haven't been fucking murdering people. There's an extra emphasis on that one. I don't know, but someone's dead because of me. Like, really, really dead.
Who are you?
Yeah, sorry, kid.
El Marta.
Look,
Nice to meet you.
No, it's not. That guy got weird, and so did the watch.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Also, hi, Rolo. Didn't realize you got to the front car.
I seem to have a knack for encountering weirdness.
Yeah,
spirits,
sorry about that.
Spirits, and now this.
You've met all of them? Holy shit. Oh, hello. I thought we took care of all you guys. Oh. Hello?
Well done, Miss Nova. My security team could learn a thing or two from you.
Deja vu.
Why do I feel deja vu again?
Luca,
Yeah.
What are you doing on this train?
Honestly, I could ask you the same
An old
question.
classmate.
Thanks for the intro. Yeah, we probably should still stop the train, to be fair, before it hits Oscorp. Or wait, that's the Spider-Man place, Oscorp.
Other cars?
I do, unfortunately. Some terrorists dressed in white coats are attacking the other passengers on board.
White coats, huh? It's a wonder she trusts you, Jude, but...
I'm coming too.
Well, let's go take care of it, then.
It's too dangerous.
Maybe, but I gotta take this train all the way to the land of Canaan.
The land of Canaan? From the legend?
You've heard of it? Do you know where it is?
It's
That's a fair question, actually. I don't think that's what she meant, Jude. I think she meant, like, where in reality.
When the fighting starts.
That's when I skedaddle.
Exactly. This kid's got good instincts. I like her already. I just hope we don't give her a staff or something and make her the healer.
It's not safe here, so try to stay behind us, okay?
Or ideally outside of the circle that all of the enemies are in, because they can't get you out there. Before we go, let's have a chat with Nova, who is was not introduced, but that's her name, Nova. Well, she was introduced, but not name-wise. So I will attempt to do so, President Verland. Who's he president of, anyway? And also, how do we end up in the back of the car after we got to the front of the car? Well, actually, how do we end up in the back car after we were in the front car just a second ago? Something strange going on. There is something fishy here, and it sure ain't cod. Actually, it usually is cod. Even if they say it's haddock, it's usually cod. So don't let them lie to you. Also, why did the music change? Something strange going on here. But we'll just keep doing what we were doing. Smacking enemies in the face with dual conquest, even though we shouldn't have been able to hit both of them there, but I'll take it. Yeah, hit him up there, Jude, so we can get him out of his little thing there. You know what I miss? I miss level restore. I hope it doesn't take too long to get access to it in this game. I genuinely don't remember where you get it in this one, but I didn't see it on the little menu for the Allium Orb, so I don't know if it's as early as it was. Let's go see. It looks like all the level 1 skills are there, though. Like stat skills, so those should be pretty easy to get. Let's see. An HP gain and TP gain are there, but no level restore. Whoever has Yggdrasil should allow us to know when abilities will be accessible earlier than everywhere else, because everywhere else is like, okay, well, you're only using the one, so all you get is this, you know? So, but with Yggdrasil, we'll be able to preview when abilities are available a lot faster. So, did I save? I did save over here. Okay. Anyway. Oh, that door opened by itself. Huh. Wonder why the other ones weren't opening by themselves.
The train's shaking far too much. Something seems very wrong here.
Yeah, I'll say. Was it shaking this much before? And also, where did we end up that the train is both A, shaking too much, and B, full of terrorists again, and C, we're like all the way at the back again. I'm super confused.
Over already?
Oh yeah, and like it said in the beginning of the game, you can tilt the left stick in order to change the direction of your attacks. Luger also has a trip move that he uses, although I think his trip is on the first hit of his down attacks. And I think he can lift enemies with his up attacks, if I remember correctly. I don't actually remember if function attacks work yet. I guess I could try, and we can see if he has anything that like lifts the enemies into the air. Can't really hurt, right? Wait. I'll wait a second. We might not get the chance to because it might try. Okay, never mind. We won't. Okay. It does lift them. Okay, cool.
I can do this.
So yeah, in this game, instead of at the moment anyway, because we don't have access to Mirage Assault. Instead of Mirage Assault, if you hold down L1 or the function shift button and then attack, it will allow you to automatically hit the enemies up in the air, which makes aerial attacks in this game feel a lot easier to use just because you don't have to like start a juggle with an art or something like that. So I actually prefer aerial combat in this game over aerial combat in the first game by a pretty hefty margin. So hopefully we'll be using it a little bit more often. So why is Elle alone? Well, she's not anymore. Hi, Rolo.
Is that your cat?
Yeah.
Well, our
I thought
cat,
she was
yeah.
with that girl.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Actually, is Rolo? No, Rolo's a she. Never mind.
Hey, Elle's all alone.
I had to think about that for a minute. Yeah, let's not mention the parents and the killed and the terrorist parts, but it's too dangerous to leave her by herself. That's for sure.
I don't recall asking you to care.
You didn't have to. I'm going to anyway. You're a small child in an RPG.
Nothing.
Well, anyway. The
You know,
mysterious figure.
The way you looked there.
It was really freaky. You looked like a bad guy.
Yeah, that's what everyone seems to think of me, even when I don't transform into a half of a digital Devil Saga monster.
It reminded me more of a spirit.
That wasn't like any spirit
is that
I've
what you
ever
think?
heard of.
Spirits are mysterious beings that act as conduits between people and nature. They're rare here on Olympius, but they're quite common where I'm from, in Rizamaxia.
Freaky things like that are common?
Spirits
Well,
do
that's
command
just
great
great.
power, but they're no enemy to us. And I assure you, Elle, Luger's neither scary nor a bad guy.
First impressions are not always correct.
I mean, he looks after his cat, doesn't he?
Is that true?
Why are you asking me, Rolo? You should know this. I mean, I know Julius takes care of you a lot of the time, but that's because I'm out looking for work. Yeah, cat! And the sass on this kid. I'm trying to remember if she has a good reason. I mean, I guess her dad died, so I guess that's fair enough of a reason for her to be very sassy, but... she's a child. It happens. I don't know, kids saying stuff like that doesn't really bother me anymore, to be honest. Like, it used to when I was younger, whereas like, no, you need to learn a little respect, but no, it just doesn't bug me anymore. It's like, no, like, at the most, it's just funny to me, because it's like, you're adorable, behaving that way. It's completely adorable to me. Maybe there's something wrong with me, I don't know, but that's just the way that I look at it, I guess. Yeah, as I say, Jude, can you take care of that one? They're both coming after me, so... I guess they'll both get these hands if they come after me. Can I do a... Oh, yeah, I can do a sidestep already. Cool. Sidesteps, like I was mentioning before, if you hold down L1, the function shift button, and then press the attack button, you can launch enemies into the air in this game. I didn't think you had access to sidesteps yet. Before, in the first game, you needed Mirage Assault equipped in order to do sidesteps, and you would sidestep and attack at the same time. In this game, it's just a default function. If you hold down the function shift button, L1 in my case, you attack, you press the attack button and a direction, up or down, you will sidestep around the enemy, basically. you don't attack with it. I don't think you attack unless you have a Mirage Assault equipped, but you can sidestep naturally in this game. And that opens up a few little strategies that you can use, so... It's also a very important combat technique that you should start using immediately, so you don't forget about it until the last 10% of the game when they kind of expect you to use it a lot. Like me. Anyway. Did he actually die, though? Laugh at stuff like that now, same. It's funny enough. Like, man, you hate me, right? It's hard to be mad at you when you're pouting cutely. Yeah, I feel like that's where I'm kind of at, to be honest with kids. It's like, it's just cute. It's like, I can't be mad at you. I probably should be because, you know, like, I'll probably loop back around at some point and be like my parents, where it's like, no, you actually do need to respect me because I am an adult and you're a child. But, like, I don't really see myself having to worry about that, you know? Like, they're a kid. If they want to be sassy, obviously, I mean, don't be sassy with the wrong people, so I guess that means that I have to know when I should say, no, you need to not be sassy with this person or you'll get quite literally bopped, but, you know, it just doesn't occur to me as much. Also, we got our first food item, so let's use the shortcut so I don't forget about that either. We got pudding cake, small. It's not made by Luger, so I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we might as well eat it because we don't have anything else to use, so there we go. And we got some new skills from the Allium Orb there. We got Falling Thunder, Swift Strike, and something else. I don't remember what else did we get. Solid Guard, I think, was the ability that we got. So, how do I want to do this? So, Time Disintegration knocks enemies down. Falling Thunder, if I recall correctly, yeah, it's a critical hit on a downed enemy. So, if you use Time Disintegration and then Falling Thunder, you'll get a critical hit, and then you stand them back up. So, there you go. Stab an enemy from overhead. It sounds so violent when you say it like that. This is a critical hit on a stunned enemy, so it's okay, but it's not great. It can be great later on when you get access to the ability to stun enemies more reliably, but we don't have access to that just yet, so... I think we really need... I think we get Blunt Force as Luger, like how Alvin had it in the last game, so we'll worry about that later. Anyway, we can set skills in this game just like we did in the first game. We don't have enough SP to set all of these skills, but there you go. So Solid Guard is exactly as it was in the previous game. Same with Magic Guard. You can lower magical damage by holding down X and down on the stick, or your guard button and down on the left stick. There's a new ability, though, that we've actually been using because it's been equipped by default for the whole game, and we haven't even known about it yet. This one's new to this game. It's called Power Charge. It lowers your TP costs by 25%, and gives you +1 AC to use for the next combo after you guard for less than 1 second. It costs 2 SP, and it's really, really good, and you should use it forever. Never take this off. It's practically a gimmick of the game. The game wants you to use it. They gave it to you by default. Don't take it off. It's really good. Well, okay, so you can take it off if you're doing like a challenge run where you're like, I don't want to use Power Charge, because I've seen some people actually do that, but don't take it off. Just leave it. It's great. Use it. I'm going to equip Solid Guard, though, because we don't really run into anything with magic for a little bit here yet, so I'm just going to use Solid Guard instead. I don't remember what gives you more SP in this game, though. I wonder if that's from the Allium Orb, or if there's a different way to get more SP. Maybe you get more SP as you level up. I don't quite recall. Anyway, anything new on here? I guess Lunar Reflection's new-ish. Close in on your enemy and strike while leaping back. And then Armor Crusher, slash upward with 2 blades and a forward flip, can break an enemy's guard. Well, that seems pretty useful. It's also Earth Element. Or no, it's not Earth Elemental. It's, okay, I can't go all the way down there. Hold on. It's slash Elemental. It's just Earth or Elemental, so... And Jude, you just keep working on that stuff. That's all good. All right, moving along. Oh, look, another one. Another tutorial? Yes, it is another tutorial because I got fully healed for it. Once you have filled all 5 segments of the Link Darts gauge, use a Link Dart to go into Overlimits. So yeah, Overlimit is the same as it was. Just use a whole bunch of Link Darts and then you'll get to that. You won't get staggered from enemy attacks. You won't lose AC. You can also perform a repeated chain of Link Darts.
Let's do this.
So, let's use Time Disintegration. That'll let us use Dual Conquest. During Chain Chance, if you press As Your Edges button, you'll use Link Charge. You'll also notice that it's called light link charge. If you see a word before link charge or any of the generic link attacks, it's because that's the element of that link attack. So that adds the light element to the effect of the attack. So if the enemy is weak to light, you'll get more damage. If they're resistant, less damage. So pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, so you can chain arts together. You can chain more than two, but you know, that's just part of the tutorial that they're giving you access to. So. Get rid of that guy. Do another one of these to get another dual conquest. Get rid of him before our over limit's over. Might as well. And then use level restore to... Oh, never mind. We did use the pudding cake, though, so that's good. If the fifth and final segment of the linked arch gauge is full, when you trigger a linked art, enter over limit. I'm just going to read through this real quick, see if there's anything interesting or new here. Yeah, it's pretty much how it was in this first game, exactly. And again, you can actually switch links during an over limit, so if you have more than just Luger and Jude in your party, you can swap to a different character and use a different linked art during a chain chance, and that'll create a new... it'll continue the chain, basically. So, there you go. Alright, anyway, let's keep on trucking.
Are you okay? No injuries?
How did I know she was talking to Rolo there? At least she's making some rapport with the cat. I can't, you know, blame her for anything if she's making friends with the cat, so. These are the same prices as they were in the other one, so. What am I saying? This is the other one. How did we end up in the back car again? I still don't have an answer to that. Same. Get away from that guy so he doesn't start hitting me while I'm in the middle of doing all this. I believe you can use Azure Edge in the air as well. Okay, not yet, because I haven't used it 100 times, so. Once you've used Azure Edge 100 times, you can use it in the air. So that's when you can start launching people into the air, like this is Final Fantasy 13, and then keeping them there. We'll get a lot more aerial arts that we can use in this game, and actually the default 4 characters that I'm planning on using when we're like in between chapters and doing stuff, the default party that I'm planning on using in this game is like, well, all of them have an aerial game, but 3 of them are very focused on their aerial game for their damage, and we're actually playing as one of them right now, so that should tell you something. After the first game where I was like, no, I don't really feel like leaving the ground at all, it should tell you something about aerial combat in this game. I think it's much improved, so. Anyway, that's the same stuff as I was just explaining during Overlimit, so we aren't going to worry about that. Let me check the cars in case, or the rows. I think I said cars before, it's actually rows. In case there's a chest, because you never know, I might miss one. Alright, we're almost back to the front again. That's an oxymoron. Anyway.
If I must.
We must. We can never not. Or else this wouldn't be an RPG. Oh good, catch them both in that. Nice. But yeah, see, as I demonstrated there, you can actually pick an enemy back up by using an aerial launching attack like the one that I just used there. So if you knock an enemy down, it's actually kind of advantageous to start aerial combat once they're knocked down. You knock them down, then you knock them up in the air, and you can kind of continue your combo that way. So I think what I might do with my arts in this game is I might set them up so that I have like, once we get the art sphere, that is, because we don't have that yet, so we're going to have to wait until this happens. But once I get the art sphere and I can set 16 arts, I might set it so that my basic arts are ones that will end with a knockdown, so I can knock the enemy down. And then the ones where I have to hold down the L1 button, which is the function shift button, in order to even use them, are the ones that I'll use in aerial combat. So I might do that for all the characters, to be honest, because most characters in this game have okay enough aerial games. Even the casters, believe it or not. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so if you if you see the little partner handshake thing next to the arts during battle, it's a linked art that you can use an actual attack off of rather than a generic one. If they don't have an icon, you get a generic one instead.
Elle, are you okay?
Yep, right as rain.
Good, because there's a lot of people dying, so I'm kind of... See, there you go. That's the one I was looking for right there. So... I'm kind of surprised you're doing okay, El, considering the fact that we're murdering a bunch of people in order to get to the front of the train. But hey, I mean, I guess they're not murdering you, so that's a plus. Here we go again. Oh, another tutorial. Okay, fair enough. What's this one about? Oh, okay, look at that. It's like I knew. Here's the varied attack that they're talking about. And when they say varied attack, they basically mean a function-shifted attack. I guess a varied attack is a little easier to say. But yeah, so you can knock enemies in the air, you can stun them. I guess I didn't actually think about holding down the left stick in a certain direction to do something like that. I'll have to try that. Hold L1, up, down, and press square to form a side step. Yeah, this is the one where it's like... It's a little more difficult to do than you might think. But I usually like sidestepping down just because I don't accidentally jump then. So. Although I think if you hold L1 first, I don't think you jump when you do that. I'm going to have to try that in a second. So. Also evade left or right while attacking, and you'll resist staggering during this time. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Alright, so see how this this infiltrator has a resistance to wind elemental attacks as your edges wind. So you won't actually stagger the enemy. They basically have hyper armor in this game if they resist an element. You'll also see the word resist next to the damage counter when they resist it. Now, you might think, oh, well, resist hits are probably something you want to avoid. There is another very recently discovered glitch in this game where resist hits are actually very, very useful, but I'll wait till Samu gets here because Samu's a lot better at explaining this stuff than I am. So, anyway. Now try attacking with square. But yeah, see how it said power hit both when we hit the enemy and over in the corner where the combos are? This enemy is weak to slashing attacks, which means power hit will show up. It deals extra damage to the enemies, but it also staggers them a lot easier than other regular attacks. All enemies in this game, as far as I'm aware, have some form of elemental weakness. I don't think there's a single enemy in the entire game, other than some bosses, that are neutral to all elements. So try to find out what an enemy's power hit is, or their weakness is, and then exploit that liberally, because it will allow you to get through fights a lot faster. And yeah, so let's say, for example, we want to use power hits on the enemy. So here's where resist hits get a little trickier, because if you start a power combo and then you use Azure Edge, you'll notice that the power combo kept going even though the enemy is resistant to Azure Edge. So what happens basically is you've set up a weakness chain when you do this, because you started the weakness chain with something they're actually weak to, and then you added an element to it. If you keep using new elements over and over again, you can reset the weakness chain and keep getting more and more and more damage out of your combos. So eventually, once you get access to lots of different elements, the basic mode of operations in Tales of Xillia 2 is find out an enemy's weakness, start a power hit to start a weakness chain, use a power hit to start a weakness chain, and then keep adding different elements on top of the one that you started with in order to build the combo and the damage counter higher and higher and higher until they keel over dead. And that's, if you do that through the entire game, you can probably get through this game without very much trouble, to be honest. Well, I won't say that, but on normal mode, you can probably get through this game without very much trouble. Moderate and hard, you'll still have a little difficulty, and there is some strategy involved, including sidestepping, but we'll get there. So anyway, yeah, so we can open the menu as well. I've already done that, so get some things here. Okay, there we go. But yeah, you'll notice that Jude's physical fist attacks, the strike element, they're not weak to. However, if I started a combo with a slashing attack, which she was weak to, and then Jude continued the combo with a strike attack, that's the second element we've added on top of that. So you got your 3 physical elements and then your 6 magical elements, so you can get up to a total of 9 different elemental hits in each weakness chain. If you build it up all the way with all 9 elements, you get like, I want to say about 3 times the normal damage that you're doing with every single one of your hits after that. So it gets pretty ridiculous how much damage you can do in this game if you keep building stuff up. So yeah, we already know that. That was explained in a different battle, so I'm not worried about that for now. Let me take a drink before we continue. It is kind of nice that they keep healing us after all of this stuff, though. Like, that's rather helpful, thanks. Because I definitely can't heal myself that well, all things considered. Alright, so let's check the weaknesses on these guys. So this guy actually isn't weak to anything. I think he's an outlier because there's a lot of enemies in this game that are just weak or strong to something, so maybe the other one was unique. I don't know. Gotta get the extra hit in there. Yeah, I don't have access to Azure Edge in the air just yet.
I can do this.
Yeah, I gotta keep using both of those because they're both gonna... You know, I probably should use Falling Thunder as well, so like maybe start the combo, or start Time Disintegration when I've got 1 AC left, and then use Falling Thunder so I can get access to the crit that it does. We'll see. Continuous Attack, Beginner. Yeah, like I said, I don't really prioritize doing these title things that get you grade.
Yeah.
Again, how does this keep happening? We're taking this really well considering we were at the front and then all of a sudden we weren't, but you know. Yeah, like I said, it shows how much less I've done those title things considering the fact that I don't even know what they do. So, but yeah, see how I picked her up there with Falling Thunder when I used it? It inflicts a crit and then stands them up at the same time, which allows you to continue your combo. So maybe actually the thing is that I should do is I should do exactly what I did just there, which is I Time Disintegration at the end of the combo, I wait for Power Charge, and then I Falling Thunder to start the combo. So maybe we'll do it that way. Defense Sorcerer. Still don't know what the hell any of these do. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of telling. It kind of shows you, okay, well, I don't really do a whole lot with the titles and the grade in this one because I don't even know what the hell all these things do. They're just something that pops up occasionally, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, neat. So, I don't know. Just not a priority for me, I guess. All right, Jude, heal us up. We'll use some orange gels, and then we'll see what's at the front of this one. I mean, probably Julius and Beasley and all them, right? Because they were there before, unless they went somewhere else somehow. You know, it's 9:05. Let me actually switch Hunter's Light real quick. Hold on. Since this is a good time anyway. Normally I would switch his nightlight right on, but since I'm streaming, it's a little warmer in here because I basically have 2 small engines running in my room because of the computer and the PS3, so I'll just turn the light off for now, and then in about 20 minutes I'll switch it. After whatever the hell's about to happen in here. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be too much different than what happened before, but... It does make me wonder why Julius was fighting his boss, though. Like, that's kind of strange, right? Like, what kind of weird, funky, falling out shit was happening that I missed out on? Rolo, that's not Julius, is it? Whoa.
Stand back.
He was about to turn into a shadow or something.
Let me handle this.
What are you handling, Julius? Can you tell me what's going on? Please? I'm trying to understand.
You don't need to know.
I do, though. I'm here, so that means I need to know.
I said you don't need
to know.
Julius, what the hell? Oh my god. Well, that's not very nice. Ow. Okay, one thing's for sure. You are not my brother.
What is this?
Well, let's see what happens here.
What's going on?
Okay, so before we look at anything else, you'll notice that he's weak to slash and wind elements. So if you start a combo with Azure Edge or Time Disintegration, you'll get a power hit going. So let's do just that. See? I shouldn't have ended with Falling Thunder, though, because he definitely broke the hell out. So I'm going to wait for him to attack before I do anything, so... Oh, God. But yeah, you'll notice that enemies have a tendency to kind of basically break out of your combos a little bit quicker in this game, at least at the beginning, so... Dude, yeah, keep it up. There we go. Also, that's over limit, right away. That's over limit, right away. Jude, run! We don't need this right now. No, Jude, stop. You're gonna get hit. At least he's on me, so I know that it won't kill Jude if it does anything. But yeah, notice how he's breaking out a lot faster of the combos there. Thanks, Jude. Maybe I should just, like, Azure Edge, then Time Disintegration him. Because then I can get Dual Conquest off when I have a Link hit, and when I don't, I can get a Falling Thunder. So. Yeah, see how much damage we're doing there with him? And when they're in a weakness chain, rather, I was going to say a power combo. But when they're in a power combo, or, okay, a weakness chain. When they're in a weakness chain, they don't get, they don't break out as quickly as they did previously, so. Yeah, that battle's a little tricky. It can get pretty tough. So just try to be careful with it because he does not mess around. It does teach you to sort of work your way towards using those weakness combos, but they're the name of the game in the boss fights. Every boss in this game is going to be weak to something, and you're going to want to exploit that to your gain because if you don't, they will break out of your combos almost immediately and definitely murder you. So enemies in this game, and well, bosses in particular, are a lot more dangerous without using weakness combos than they were in the first game. They break out of most other combos almost immediately, so you got to be a little careful. He dropped his breakfast and a quill pen. Okay, cool, I guess. Also, just murdered not my brother, so that's great, I guess. I mean, I guess he can't hurt me anymore, but... What's with the darkness, get up?
What happened?
He attacked me. That's what happened.
Creature hurt my employees like this?
It seems like it.
You! Hurry and finish him off!
You want me to kill him? I can't, oh god, this is a time to say, I can't kill my brother, god damn it! He's my brother!
What are you waiting for? You'd spare this monster's life?
It's a lot more difficult than you might think.
A kind heart.
See what I mean? My brother's in there somewhere.
And that's why.
Oh dear god. Well, I regret that decision immediately. And he just murked those two people. Julius, what the fuck?
I told you to stay away.
Yeah, but you're my bro. Why would I do that? The watch is going crazy again. Oh god, here I go Digital Devil Saga-ing again. Although, it doesn't really look so Digital Devil Saga. Okay, well that looks very Nocturne, but now it looks a little more, I almost want to say, like, Super Sentai shit. I was gonna say Kamen Rider, but I suppose Super Sentai just kind of does that and Power Rangers all at once, doesn't it? Well, sorry, bro, but I can't have you killing anyone else.
The brakes have been sabotaged.
We've got worse news. I don't know what this thing is, but
What's going on?
I don't know, but it's really quiet. Okay, it's getting a little louder. Maybe it's a friendly light thing? That doesn't look friendly. It is disintegrating reality. That is not friendly. That's the end of chapter 1. Yay! So much shit happens at the beginning of this game. I almost forget how much shit happens at the beginning. And you just, so much shit happens and you're like, what the hell is even going on?
Terrorists hijacked a train meant for today's festivities and crashed it into the Oscorp plant.
Oh, god
The
damn
number
it.
of casualties is still unknown at present. Authorities suspect the attack was an assassination attempt. Conducted
Well,
by members
there
of
goes my
Exodus,
promotion.
a terrorist organization that opposes peace with Riza Maxia.
Who is this guy? I got the title Prankster. I guess that's cool. A bunch of other titles as well. So, oh, Rollo and Elle are here. Looks like she's still taking a nap. We'll check in with her later. Sir, you have the star over your heads. That means you must be kind of important.
They're calling it an assassination attempt. Nasty business.
The PR from this is going to be a nightmare. Sorry, I don't think we've met. Who are you exactly?
Well, to you, I'm the man who saved your lives. That's all you need to know, really.
Oh, well thanks, man. That was very nice of you. I didn't realize I was dying. Chapter 2, New Friends, New Debts. I don't think I like the second half of that one.
Mr. Rideau?
What does that mean?
L coming along?
Oh, hi, Jude.
Oh, you're awake. Any aches or pains?
Actually, I feel great.
A hitch. For both of them, I might add.
Well, cool. That's helpful. She's just a kid, so that's why she's still out, right?
Spirious's medical agents really are tip-top.
I'm flattered by the compliment, truly. But our medical spirits are simply superior to your spirit arts, that's all.
Again, I'm pretty sure you mean medical spyrite, because if you mean medical spyrix, then that means that everything we did in the last game meant nothing, because they're still using spyrix.
I'd better take this.
Okay, bye, Jude. I guess I gotta talk with Mr. Medical Doctor anyway, because unfortunately, this is a capitalist hellscape, and that means that the medical treatment we just did is not going to be free.
Hey, that's my pocket watch. Give it back.
All right. Listen, okay. I'm just trying to make sure it's not going to turn me into a demon again. Slow down. Also, are you okay? We had a big accident. Check yourself.
I think I'm okay.
Okay, that's good. I don't know why I'm pocketing this pocket watch.
You stole my watch.
All right, hang on. I'll give it back to you.
Come on, give it back already.
Kid, slow down. You're going to give yourself a
interrupt all the
hernia.
Excitement, but the bill for your medical treatment comes to 15 million gold.
Wait, 15 million?
Might sound excessive, but can you really put a price on saving a life?
You just did!
I don't have any money at all.
With the proper work ethic and a bit of elbow grease, anyone can make money if they try, even you.
Okay, I don't think I like this doctor anymore, because that's some, like, Industrial Revolution child labor
Resorting
bullshit.
to literal strong-arm tactics now.
No, but she's a kid, man. She can't pay that kind of money.
To fit in around here.
What do you mean?
Excuse me, I'm looking for Mr. Rideau.
That would be him, and also, hi, Nova.
This woman works for Verland Bank.
I know this woman. How is she
What are you
up
doing
and
here?
walking?
Is this loan for you?
You have a loan for me? I guess I'm glad you're okay, considering the attack yesterday. I thought you were dead.
What are you talking about?
Well, I watched you get impaled,
In any case,
so,
we're talking about a small fortune. Consider your
okay.
options.
Riddell, you need to let go of the child right now. That is not a good look for a doctor. So, you want me to take on her medical debt? Is that what you're trying to tell me? On top of my own medical debt that I have from this operation, you want me to take on hers too? Yeah, I kind of figured. You're just the MSR, not the. You're not the auditor. Honestly, man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford it, but thanks for the offer. So, who likes medical debt? If any of you raise your hand, you'll be lying. We have medical debt in this game. It's like Japan looked at the United States healthcare system and said, we should put that in our Japanese RPG. It is just hellish enough to be basically considered the final boss. Yeah, I know, kid. In this world, when you get to be a little older, you do. Like a lot. That's why I was looking for work, actually, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But apparently I have to worry about it right now.
Not to pressure you unduly, but have you reached your decision?
It's not like, I mean, you're pressuring me unduly anyway, but just give me the goddamn contract. What choice do I have? You won't let me leave. And even if I did, I'd be leaving her alone. With you.
Are you sure?
No, but he saved our lives.
Sorry
there isn't
about
really
that. The
much,
call rang
we can't really, we can put a price on that, but...
Oh, he's just taking out a little loan to cover his medical obligations.
I'm making a deal with the devil, Jude. Please help me. Do you know a lawyer?
Did anyone tell you what'll happen if you sign that?
Well, Rideau
Basically,
neglected to
you'll be
mention
tracked
that.
via GHS. They'll be monitoring your finances around the clock. You won't
Well,
be
to
able
be
buy
fair,
a stick of gum without them knowing.
I was going to get an thing stuck around my ankle anyway if
Lots of them
the kidnapping
squander the
thing
cash
fell
they should
through
be
back
using
at the
to pay us
station.
back.
Those
So.
deadbeats waste their money and their lives. But Luger
You
here
guys
isn't
have been in the
deadbeat,
machine
is
too
he?
long.
That doesn't...
Or maybe you're saying you'd like to cover his bill.
That's
Well, Jude's
not
paying
quite
back his
what I
medical
was-
student bills, so
Besides,
I don't
not to
think
be
he has
gauche,
the
but
ability
haven't
to
you
do
sunk
that.
every last gold into your spyrite research?
Or that.
Hold on, Luger. There's gotta be another way.
I mean, have
could
you
always
been
try
around
mooching
here
off of a
recently,
family
Jude?
member. A solidly employed older brother, for example?
Listen, after what happened on the train, I don't think he works for them anymore. Just let me sign this goddamn paper. Get this shit over with. Gonna be in debt for the rest of my fucking life, but at the very least we're alive.
I will transfer
Thanks
the
a
amount
lot,
of
Nova.
20 million gold into Mr. Rideau's account.
Hey, wait!
I forgot to include your veterinary fees. My apologies for the oversight.
No, you know, actually, to be honest, I'm glad you saved Rollo because this team wouldn't be complete without her.
See me if
First
you
of
ever need
all,
follow-up treatment. I'll even give you the frequent patient discount.
I would rather give you the 5-finger discount, and by that I mean cutting all 5 of your fingers off so you can never treat anybody else again so that this debt doesn't hit anyone else.
Luger, please don't look so glum. It's
You
my
just
job
gave
to
me
help
a-
You pay off your loan. That means we're partners now.
I don't think that's gonna help me feel better, Nova. You can't give me money. You literally work for the bank, so you can't help me pay the loan off. All you can do is keep me paying it. I just got into chapter 2 of this RPG and I am 20 million gold in debt. God, I hate America. Anyway. I mean, that's about all you can do for a medical bill like this. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I don't even know if I want to save. I think I might want to roll the save back so I can decide not to do this. No, that's part of the game, actually. They realize that you rack up a ton, like a ton of gold in the previous game, near the end of the game, and you don't have any reason to use it. So as a result of that, they said, hey, you know what we could do? We could put the player into debt for the system. So that'll allow them to, well, it'll force them really to use some of that gold. So now they won't have a very large nest egg sitting around at any given point in the game. Not to worry, there are ways around this. We will get lots of money that we will mostly be filtering back into the debt system anyway, but what was I going to say about it, actually? There is a silver lining here. The silver lining to this debt, it's 20 million gold. It might seem bad. There's no interest on it at all. So it will never compound and become even more. And trust me when I tell you, a loan of 20 million gold would compound like a motherfucker. So I am very glad that that is the flat number. You don't have to worry about interest rates kicking you in the ass, because if we did, it would take until my great-great-great-great-grandchildren to pay this fucking loan off. But there's no interest. It's just flat 20 million gold. And if you pay it off, you get a secret ending. It's not a part of the actual normal ending of the game, but if you pay it off, you get a secret ending. That's cool. Also, what kind of seedy place did we find ourselves in here? I don't recognize any of these alleyways. They don't look like... Okay, well, there's onions in here. I don't know if I want onions from a place like this, but there you go. Excuse me. Wait, that was an intentional design choice? Why? Is there a reason why he's 20 million in debt? So we incurred L's debt on top of our debt. So probably between the two of us, it was like 7.5 million gold apiece. L has no way to pay it back. So I'm being the bigger man and saying, I'll take her debt on myself. It basically sticks us at the hip with each other until we're both paid off, but hey, there it is. And then the 5 million additional was because he also saved Rollo from dying. Makes me wish I had literally any other doctor. I'm pretty sure Jude could have done that, but then again, he... well, actually, no, Jude was fine, wasn't he? He sort of came out of that without having any sort of medical debt, because if he did have medical debt, he'd be like, hey, at least we're in this together, right, buddy? So... I feel like this is a trap, so I'm going to leave you alone now. I'm just looking for where we are. Chancellor Marcia, huh? Well, you're an inn. Okay. 300 gold for the night? Jesus Christ, why is everything so expensive in this game?
Hey, sorry I left you holding the bag on that loan.
I mean, it's not like you could have done anything.
So
You
Jude,
said you're in with the
I've
spyrite
been
research,
researching ways to
so...
replace the current Spyrix. I got stumped, and the bills piled up.
Okay, so there you go. So spyrites aren't
do
exactly
now?
prevalent yet. That's why they keep talking about
I have to
Spyrix.
go there. You could come with me.
Where?
What do you think? We can escape to a different country to
Place
pay off
spoken
our...
of in
Actually,
fairy
that's not a
tales
bad
and
idea.
Ancient spirit legends. They say the spirit that reigns over the cycle of reincarnation dwells there.
Do you think they can reincarnate me to not have debt? Tax evasion! That's the perfect thing! It's the perfect way to get out of this!
Daddy told me so. How come you don't believe me?
It just sounds very
Kingdom is
far-fetched
more
for
than
an
just a
adult
mere
like me,
fairy
that's
tale.
all, kid.
According to legends I've encountered, the sage Kresnik traveled to the land of Canaan, wielding the Lance of Will. What?
Well, Will is my middle name, and Kresnik is my last
If
name.
the Lance really exists,
I don't know if that was the
Canaan
lance,
does as
but
well.
I suppose I don't know how to
world
explain
was
the
that?
lance anyway. I
Elle,
couldn't tell
how do
you.
we get to Canaan?
Did your dad give you any clues?
No. My daddy just told me to get on the train, so I did.
A lost little girl. I feel bad for her.
We must take her with us. Because we cannot leave her alone. I am literally medically obligated to take her with me, so... You want to come with us, kid? Probably be easier to find Kanan if we go together.
I guess I could. I mean, you still need to give me back my pocket watch, so...
And we're kind of sharing the bill, so...
It sounded like he knew something about Canaan.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should go see if we can find Julius, even though he turned into a shadow monster and then exploded. What, the one on the train? I don't know, to be honest. I would say no, there's no way that could be him, but I definitely heard him say things my brother would say. Like, I heard him in that, so I couldn't tell you.
What do you mean you don't know?
It's hard to explain. Part of him was in there, and it used me. You know, that's a good idea, actually. I have his number.
I'm sorry. The GHS you are trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please try again.
Well, that's not a good
You
sign.
might as well head back to your place. If your brother's safe, he's bound to show up eventually.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't know if we have time to wait. The loan's gonna come a-knocking pretty soon,
I am
but, you
something
know.
of a do-gooder.
And you like exploring legends, huh?
Well,
oh my gosh.
thank you.
I don't think that's a compliment,
Tell me
dude.
the kitty's name?
Oh yeah, she's Rolo. Did we not tell you who
All right.
Rolo was?
First things
Yeah.
first. Let's catch a train back to Triglav.
Another train?
Oh, okay. You sure it's not going to end up like last time? I don't know if I feel comfortable on trains after the last one, repaying the debt.
When I came to,
I guess it can't hurt to
the guy
try.
had already finished treating us.
He treated you and didn't
Trusted
ask
him
you for a
because he said
bill?
he worked for Spirius. I had no idea he would be like that.
Well, yeah, that's because you're from... I hate to say it, Jude, but it's because you're from Rizamaxa. You don't understand how things work around here.
This is my
It
treasure,
sucks being here.
but you could sell it.
What is it?
This. If you sell it, we can pay our debts.
It's lovely,
Uh,
but it's just a seashell.
I mean, actually, some people pay good money for
Is it
seashells.
worth anything? It took me a whole day to find it.
That makes it worth something, then, Elle. Nova's a friend of mine. She'll make this right. She won't, but I can be optimistic with the kid at the very least, and since I can't be optimistic with anything else in this capital hellscape, I might as well be optimistic with her.
You think that Nova woman will help?
She'll do the best she can. She is an MSR at the
She was
bank,
just a
so...
classmate, right? It's not like you two are dating.
That is not the help that I meant. Oh, hang on, my phone.
Nova here, and my ears are burning up. Booger, were you talking about me?
Actually, we were just talking about how you could help me with the lone in terms of support.
She knew. Maybe she is close with Luger.
Shh!
Anyway,
Don't say anything.
You know, just a personal phone call.
I'm sure it is. You're calling me at 10 o'clock in the morning while you're on the payroll for a personal phone. Do I need to call your manager, Nova?
Going forever, and we didn't even get a chance to catch up, you know? I know things back there got a wee bit awkward, but it was really great to see you again. Don't be a stranger, all right? Toodles!
I literally cannot be a stranger because I have to call you for the loan. Bye. Well, that was awkward as hell.
She sure is hyper.
She's had too much coffee. It's 10 a.m.
That was weird, though. She was on that train with us, and yet...
When we saw her, she was not impaled.
She acted like that didn't even happen.
And that. Something's strange going on here. Again, something is fishy, and it sure as hell ain't cod. Is there anything over here? Apple gel. Okay. Somebody threw that in the garbage in an alleyway? That heals you. Why would you throw that in the garbage? Man, shit. Luger has already been exposed. That's something. Oh, boy. I think if I remember right, you can actually control that. That's cute. I think you can actually control how that whole thing plays out. Like, there's a lot of decisions that you, the player, can make that change small things in this game. It's not just affinity, it's also like a couple of small side stories also change depending on the decisions you make, so. And I think that you're referring to is one that you can actually change, if I remember. That sounds about right, actually. I don't think they think about that. They seem to be pretty much one-note villains in this game now. They didn't even have the last game to... Well, they did have the last game to have a backstory that makes them more tragic, but, like... If I'm honest, between Exodus and Team Plasma, I like Team Plasma's first game to second game transition a lot better. So, maybe that's just me. Alright, so we have access to stun bracelets, capes, and boots right now. I just don't know if I can afford to buy these because I have a 20 million gold debt to think about. But let's go see. Oh, okay. So tomato omelets are actually a new food item. They weren't in the first game because elemental ore wasn't in the first game. So now if you use them, you can receive more elemental ore, which allows you to level up faster with your abilities without, you know, leveling up and, like, traditionally leveling up, that is. So. Okay, so I don't know if I should... Again, I don't know if I should sell those just yet because you can use them for something. We just don't have access to what you can use them for just yet. I'm going to wait on boots. I think I will get some boots, but I think I'm going to wait on them for now just because I think you get some, actually. So, there's some upgrades for us available as well. Twin swords, iron gauntlets are what he has, and then steel gauntlets are available as well, but... again, I feel a little leery spending my money at the moment. What's in here? We've got some helmets. I actually don't know how I'm going to equip Luger in terms of his equipment in this one. Like, pretty much what I did in the first game was I just said, okay, well, whatever they have is what I will equip. But in Luger's case in this game, he actually didn't have any items equipped to him when we first got him, so I might switch it up a little bit. I might give him a helmet and a coat instead of a cap and a coat. He'd have better art defense, I think, that way. Well, no, actually, the Iron Helm gives him the same art defense, so I guess the helmet and the coat would be a pretty decent combination because they just get him both of what he needs, at least for now. Probably he'll get more physical defense from the helmets later, and the coat will probably give him a little more art defense, but it'll keep him nice and balanced, I think. You have a red dialogue option. What's that all about? Oh, okay. So these people that have the red dialogue option above them will tell you, here's some of the items you can find in the high roads around here. So we can get land crabs and fossilized shells from some of the treasure areas out in the wilderness there. So I guess they're just tutorial people. It's not just the red for the materials, so. Ready to get schooled? Sure. Oh, okay. No, I'm good, thanks. So I guess that guy will just let you do a little combat review if you need it. I don't need it, but it's there. It's up here. 2 doors that I cannot get into. Great. Anyway, we were going to the station, so let's go to the station. can pick up and hit on a train. Hit up and get on a train. Excuse me. I don't think I want to pick up a train. That would probably not be something that I'd be physically capable of doing yet. I don't have access to suplex yet, so, you know. Anti-grind food, always a good thing to have around. Yeah, just wait until we get the one that gives us extra money. I feel like that's almost a loophole in the system that they've got in place for my medical debt. It's like, oh, hey, so you have medical debt? You might want to consider using this food. So that was what I was actually talking about in the previous game, right? I said, okay, well, mostly we'll just be using the ones that give us HP and TP back in this one. But in the next game, there's food available that gold will be more effective of a food item for us to use. So there's also elemental ore, but honestly, I never really have a problem with getting elemental ore. And I think if I remember right, there are ways to get lots of it from certain battles without really having to do too much or stress out too much. So probably just, you know, worry about that later. I'm gonna buy a pudding cake because we only have access to the 25% stuff. That's something I'm gonna have to get used to because I can't just, you know, grind up the shops in this one like I did in the first game to get like really massive amounts of really powerful food items. We have to actually wait for the really powerful food items like a traditional RPG. It's blasphemous. It's blasphemous, I tell ya. I've been nerfed heavily. It's okay though, probably, you know, good thing, because then it makes the game more balanced, you know. So. Anyway, let's see if this works. Oh. Well, that's not good. It's never done that before. Not that I've really gotten on any trains, but...
No tickets for you.
What do you mean?
How come?
This man's travel privileges have been put on restriction. That's how come.
Oh.
If I let him pass,
that's
he'll be in hot water.
Probably due to my medical debt, isn't it? Ooh, sorry, man. You gotta take this. It's probably my loan officer. Hello?
Whoops. Looks like I forgot to read you the fine print about your loan.
Are you spying on me?
Personal information using GHS, right? Well,
I guess you literally are.
Record or debts can trigger travel restrictions. The trigger
you
system
really
is put
should
in
have
place
mentioned
to prevent
this.
debtors from trying to make a break for freedom.
I guess we're not getting to Canaan anytime soon until we pay this debt, huh?
To find out the hard way.
Unless
but
we
it's
walk.
only temporary. As you pay off your debt, the travel restrictions are gradually lifted. We'll figure
Isn't
it
that
out. You'll be fine.
counterintuitive?
Anyhow, toodles!
Alright, bye.
Alright, come on, you're blocking the other customers.
Oh, sorry. I'll get out of your way.
Sheesh, I wonder what trouble he got into.
You really
His
don't
life's
want to
over
know.
before it even started. Tough break.
We just get kicked around in this game a lot, don't we?
Shut up, you big meanies. You don't know anything about it.
Okay. Let's not make a scene now.
Here, Luger.
You know, that's a good idea, young lady. We're gonna do odd jobs? Really? Well, that's the end of chapter 2. The first couple of chapters in this game go by pretty quickly, to be fair. So, do you really think odd jobs are gonna get us enough... Thanks for reminding me, game. Money to pay off 20 million gold? Cat is hissing, basically, yeah, essentially. Oh no, Luger has fallen into an unbelievable amount of debt. He's broke as a joke. This would be a thumbnail. If it wasn't for the fact that this was the first episode, this would make an incredible thumbnail. But this is the first episode, so I have a thumbnail already in place anyway, but we're broke. When you've saved up a certain amount of money, Nova will call you and ask that you make a payment. You can refuse if you want, but once you have over a certain amount, you'll have to cough it up. So you can't save a ton of money. Now, the thresholds are decently high. It's not like, oh, well, you either have to choose between buying that fancy steel sword that you wanted or paying your debt. But you can't do both. No, it's not like that. Like, I think the thresholds are like... Basically, the thresholds are high enough to where you can upgrade your equipment and not still get in trouble for it. Like, as long as you're upgrading before you hit thresholds, like, okay, I have 8 party members. Let's wait until I can equip all 8 have enough money to equip all 8 of them. No. At that point, they will call you. But, like, if you're just upgrading one at a time, you can kind of skirt around the loan a little bit. Because they'll be like, oh, okay, he doesn't have any money left. And then as long as they aren't looking at my transaction history, it'll be okay. You can also make payment at any time by pressing L2. Try to pay your debt back as often as you can. You do. I will mention this. This is probably the most lenient loan that anyone has ever gotten in an America-like capitalist hellscape, because you do get bonuses sent to your mailbox back at Triglyph Apartments when you pay a certain amount of the debt off. Now, most of the time, it's like little fodder stuff, like maybe a couple of little teeny tiny stat boosting items or stuff for Rolo. Sometimes it's really good stuff, though. Some of the exclusive skills available in this game are only available through the mailbox that you get from paying the debt off. So keep that in mind, because sometimes it's a little worth it to pay the debt off. Excuse me, let me turn on Hunter's Nightlight now. Probably cooled off enough. Yeah, that's below 80. So that's cool enough. It'll go up to 85 again by the time I'm done streaming, and then I can turn the AC on and he'll be good. You'll have some movement restrictions placed on you for a while, but they'll gradually be lifted as you pay off the debt, because they already know they have you sunk in, so sunk cost fallacy will start to sink in, and you'll be like, oh no, I'll just keep paying it because I've already paid this much. I love debt. I'm debt to rights. That's great. I like that title. That's pretty good. Wait, they restrict your travel. Holy shit, that's harsh. Like I said, still a pretty lenient loan, all things considered, because they literally give you bonuses for paying off your debt. What other credit union or bank gives you bonuses for paying off your debt? I can't. I mean, I guess your credit score goes up a little bit, but I can't think of any other place that in the real world that gives you bonuses like that for paying off your debt that make you better at your odd jobs that you're doing to pay it off. So the other members of your party will act on their own in town while the main story is not underway. Something good might happen if you try talking to them in town once in a while. They'll follow you of their own accord if you leave town, so don't worry about bringing them with you. Yeah, so they'll go off and wander into random places, and then you can find them out in the field and talk to them. And sometimes it's worthwhile because they'll have new things to say for you, or side quests. Elle's feelings.
Luger, you and Julius
They do participate
together,
in skits and
Just
stuff.
the two of you?
Well, two of us and Rolo.
I mean the two of you and Rolo. So the three of you.
Yes, don't forget Rolo. She's very important, as you can hear.
Me and my daddy lived together. When I was
Oh,
little,
yeah?
there was an old cat called Toddy that lived with us too.
Where do you live, Elle?
That's
I
a good
promise
question.
We won't tell your enemies.
I don't even know. The boat I was on stopped.
Did it stop at
And there were
Triglyph
all
Harbor?
these crates there marked to Triglyph. I hid in
Oh.
one, and that's where I ended up.
So it stopped in a different harbor, and then you got smuggled into a boat that ended up in Triglyph Harbor.
We don't know how to get back home.
Sounds like an investigation for Ludger, who is in a trench coat, which automatically makes him a private eye now. That's what I'll do. I'll be a private investigator. They make lots of money, right, Phoenix Wright? Phoenix Wright, why are you running away from me? Okay, fair enough. We'll head back to Ludger's place. Can I check this yet? Oh, it's going to give me a tutorial for it. Okay, cool.
It's so hard to find good help these days.
I mean, it's a lot harder when the notice board disappears during a cutscene.
Hey! Over here! You guys looking for work?
I am absolutely desperate, so even though you're a shady dude in an alley, I will ask you
It's
about
your
it.
lucky day. I've got jobs coming out the wazoo. I'm
Really?
talking spurious corp orders here, so you know each gig is a gold mine. At least if you're not an amateur.
At least if you don't die.
Shot, right? We'll back you up.
Alright, fair enough. I guess I'm going to inadvertently get to work for Spurious anyway, although I'm working for them as a third-party contractor! God, I hate the gig economy. I wish it would fuck off already. Need some money? Well, it's time to get a job! This is just making me more and more depressed about real life. You can make some serious bank and help people in need in the process by defeating monsters or delivering items for them. Get out there and make that gold. You third-party contractor, you. In case anyone's unaware of how the gig economy works, if you're a third-party contractor for a company, they don't pay any insurance claims and they don't pay you any retirement benefits. You are on the hook for all of those yourself. So, if you want to retire before you die, too fucking bad. You're going to have to pay it out of your own pocket, first of all. And second of all, if you're driving for DoorDash or something, actually that could be libel. I'm not going to say that one. But let's say, for example, you're doing something that, how can I word this so I won't get stuck with libel from one of DoorDash's lawyers? Let's say you're I don't know how to say this without getting myself in legal trouble. You're on the hook. If you do something stupid while you're doing a job as a third-party contractor, you're on the hook for any damages that happen. That's the gist of it, basically. So, like, if you get hurt while on the job, for example, as a third-party contractor, the company will say, well, I don't know what you expect us to do. You're a contractor. You're not on our payroll. Figure it out. So, honestly, that's probably the main reason why I hate the gig economy. This game feels too real. It's only getting worse with every passing year. The economy, it just keeps feeling worse every year. Confirm details and take on jobs. You can take up to 5 jobs at one time. You'll be rewarded for your efforts upon completing a job and returning to report it. And the jobs cycle as well. I'll show it to you in a minute here, as we'll see. There's hunting missions as well. They require you to defeat the specified amount of the given target, fight them in the location specified. There's also item icon ones, which lets you collect a given amount of materials. That's one of the reasons why you want to keep some materials, because you can earn them from enemies or whatever, and then you can bring them back for these jobs. So sometimes it's worth it to keep the stuff, sometimes it's more worth it to sell it, depending on what you have available on the job board. So, and then there's an exclamation point icon. These are event jobs. I think these are the unique ones where they don't recycle after you do them. Certain jobs will recycle after you do them and be like, okay, well, a new person needs this. They're basically like Radiant quests in Western RPGs, where there's an infinite number of them. They're all, basically just gather this material or kill this many monsters, but they're Radiant, so they allow you to repeat them if you need extra money. Okay, and we need certain party members in order to do certain ones, so there you go. We need Luger and Jude in order to do this one, the girl's gift, for example. Place Duval Station. Deliver beautiful feathers times 10. To claim, deliver the girl's job report. Bring some beautiful feathers to Duval Station. Don't tell my daddy it's for his present. I mean, I don't even know who your dad is, so, that's fair. We can get L's cap, which I think is an attachment, if I remember right, to get this one. We also get 900 gold and 288 points. Now, the title here, I don't remember what this actually gets you, to be honest, but I think these are required in order to get certain things later on down the line. Like, I think certain jobs are locked off until you get certain titles, if I remember correctly, so you have to kind of build yourself up. Yeah, okay, here's another example. Here's one where somebody named Jolene needs these fossilized shells from a Last High Road, but you can't do this one until you get to Wooden Badge, which is like the... Okay, well, we're at currently 0, but we need to get 1800 and then whatever wooden token needs to get the Wooden Badge before we can even do this one. That feels weird, though, because it feels like we're not going to be able to do this one until way later, and then it's going to be like, well, why am I going back to a Last High Road, Okay, anyway. This one also needs fossilized shells. They've got a whole bunch of random reasons for doing stuff, but you'll notice this one says Breeze in the reward column there. That is an extractor for the Alliumorph, so you definitely want to prioritize the ones that get you extractors, so that way you can collect as many of them as you can. So, we'll do this one, because that's really easy. But yeah, these red ones are kind of like, they're the side quests that won't recycle. The white ones are side quests that will recycle. So, like, if you do them, you'll end up with, more of them will just pop up on the menu once you come back after doing these jobs, basically. So, let's see, gold or points. What would be better here? So it looks like the monster research ones give you lots more points, and these ones give you... The client's name is Grumpy Gus, really? Come on, man. So that requires us to get 1 for them, 1. Like, some of these are really simple as well. Like, they don't really do a whole lot for you in terms of, like, what they require you to do. Like, you only need to defeat 1 of these Alest Rivets in order to get this sort of stuff, so... And there's Grumpy Gus again. I don't know. We've only got 4 jobs, so I guess we'll take 2 of the, Which 2 give us the most points here? You? No, you and you. Okay. So we defeat these and we'll get more points. So let's take the 2 that give us the most points. And I think they give us a decent chunk of money as well, to be honest. So that's 506, 7, 9, 10. I need beautiful feathers for the girl's gift, though, so let's not do the beautiful feathers one, since that kind of... I try to keep the jobs, like, unique to themselves. So basically, like, I'm not doing things that overwrite other things. Although I think the fossilized shell would overwrite things. And also, I have to collect shit for somebody. Great. Not again. God damn it. 99, 99, 100. I'll just do these 2. Oh, I can only do those ones because I took that other one. Okay, that's fine. Report completion. We've got the girl's gift. We've got this one, this one, this one. This one. That's fine. We'll just do those. It's okay. And then we can come back after. Also, there are elite monsters in this game. Now, we don't have access to any of them at the moment, but you can fight elite monsters, and they give you a pretty distinctly large reward for defeating them. I think the first one is available after this next chapter, but also I'm pretty sure it's really, really hard to kill it before you get a larger party. So I don't know if we'll be taking it on at that point. We'll see. How are we doing on Alliamorph stuff? Oh yeah, so there you go. Down in the bottom there, you can actually see when you need to make the next payment. So basically, if you hit that threshold of next payment, Nova won't quite call you just yet. I think if you hit twice the amount of the next payment, I think that's when she calls you. I could be misremembering, but I think that's about where it happens. So yeah, we'll see how that goes as we move along here. Anything new here? Oh, okay. A couple new things down here past Armor Crusher now. We've got Reconnaissance, which shows us enemies' weaknesses when you will be displayed when you press the switch target button. That's not a good description for what Reconnaissance does exactly. I'll explain it when we get it, because it's not that. You can already see enemies' weaknesses when you press the switch target button. It's something else, and I'll talk about what that is later when we actually get there. Fury Stoke is nice, though, because it allows you to effectively pull aggro from an enemy. So we'll probably get that and equip it right away. Hidden target, enemies will miss more for 5 seconds after you perform a taunt. So these two work really well together. Unfortunately, they're 12 SP together, but that's fine. And there it is, finally, level restore. What do I need to get this? 230 in Earth and Light, which is a lot, but... Well, we'll eventually get that for everybody. It might take equipping Yggdrasil on everybody in order to actually get it, but hey, it's there. You've got access to Hidden Target with Droplets. You're getting closer to these. Is there anything on Shine that you can get there? Okay, so those are fine. I'm trying to think if I should bother going out and getting stuff now because it's already 9:50. So honestly, I think it's pretty good for us to call it a day. Like, we've done a lot already, and we've basically got the gist of what the gameplay loop is going to be now. I'll talk a little bit more about it when we get into the next episode, so I can kind of give you the spiel on how I feel about the sections in between chapters in this game. But we'll worry about that once we get to the next episode of Tales of Xillia 2, the Stream Edition, which will be happening on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You like the design, but they all look like revolvers to you. Yeah, it does have that sort of like aesthetic to it, doesn't it? Where it sort of looks like each of the elements looks like a chamber, basically. So let's just hope they aren't going to ask me to shoot myself in the head with them to summon my personas, or we're going to be in real big trouble. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care. And have a good one. I just thought about this. I decided to go finally finish my degree now, which will cause me to incur more financial debt in real life, and now I'm playing the video game where I incur financial debt and have to pay it off. I can't tell if I did that on purpose or not.